This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon and welcome back to the Edmonton Oilers live streams. I know we're underway an hour earlier than usual for, of course, a 2 p.m. puck drop, but the reason being I just want to sit here and enjoy things a little bit on my Saturday afternoon. This is my last real opportunity today, as far as I understand, to sit in the basement and enjoy, obviously, this afternoon following the game. There will be some yard work to get to and then potentially an Easter dinner that I have to get to. So I just wanted to sit here and get things rolling as much as possible. Obviously, I could post video and stuff, but I figured instead of letting things die off right as soon as the game hit, we'd just go live an hour earlier, get everything that I'm looking to get out of today, and away we go. Terry, Smurfy, Euler, and Justin, as well as Alvin and Jordan, welcome into the stream so far this afternoon. We're going to get underway. Obviously, it's the Oilers, it's the Sharks at a 2 p.m. puck drop, so there isn't really much yet to get to in terms of this game. Like I said, with a 2 p.m. puck drop, we're starting an hour earlier than usual, but there's a couple of things I want to see if I can't play through for you and potentially find out if we can draw enough folks in here right off the bat to get this live stream underway. I hope everybody's had a pretty solid start to the Saturday, to the Easter long weekend. Obviously, I don't know if you get the Monday or you get the Good Friday. Some places are weird like that. Some places give the Monday in lieu of the Friday, or however it all spans out for folks. So hopefully you've had a good start to it. Obviously, yesterday was a fantastic day to just sit back and do absolutely nothing. I mean, I live streamed 3.5 hours worth of the Blue Jays game last night over on Clemhawks. And yes, as well, yesterday having those two videos go up, but already today, things looking even better on the third upload of the weekend. As we get going, Clem's Twins stream, I want you to, just right now, if you're in here with me, I want you to hit this right now and go over and tell Clem that I sent you over here from Dolynny TV this afternoon. That's kind of also why we're live an hour early. I wanted to direct some traffic Clem's way. I was hoping to potentially build things up and direct some folks over to another live stream today, but didn't get the chance because, of course, it is Easter weekend. But we'll get to Recoil right off the bat. Another streaming in a row. Yes, sir. We are off and running again thanks to Recoil. So I think for right now, unless things drastically change here for some reason, I think we'll go commercial free the whole way to the start. I'm asking you back home to spend an entire hour with me prior to puck drop. I think we can go the first hour commercial free. That would be fantastic. And start off with Mr. 700. Think they'll let him have a playoff game too. Jason Demers, here's the thing. He is, organizationally speaking, the number 8 defenseman currently, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go double check this. Just I kind of forget who we have on the farm. I know we got rid of Kesselring in the trade for Cam Dineen, and of course Nick Bukestad. So let's just quickly take a look here. Right, Jason Demers is organization number 8 on the defensive end of things. If I could just scroll far enough would be good. I don't want to click on any of these sketchy websites, so give me a second. Let's go down here. So Slater Cuckoo obviously would be organizational number 8 if he was with the Oilers, but it'll sound like he will be done after this season. And then you've got really no one else other than Marcus Niemelainen in there who's battled it throughout this season. So I mean, he is organization number 5 on the left-hand D side, but just Jason Demers, where he slots in, kind of falls in as organizational number 8 right now, and especially in the playoffs, you would want him right now as your number 8. Not to kind of slam Marcus Niemelainen for anything he's done for us so far in his career. He's been fantastic, and he will get things going, I'm sure, next season as we continue to develop this team. Josh, welcome in. We are going to get through this first hour. Look, we're already 4 minutes in. That's how simple this is already gotten, so we're not hurting too bad to get things underway. Obviously, too, if you do have a chance, I did put Clem's stream link in there. I want you to go check out Clem's Twins live stream, if anything else, just to give him a view on it and get him going. Obviously, I was live over there on Clemhawks last night, streaming the Blue Jays game alongside Gillis TV, so Clemhawks getting a little bit of love this weekend as well, so definitely if you have a chance, we'd appreciate that. But We are going to quickly take a check of Twitter here and then get things underway. As I do, I'm just waiting for the numbers to pop up over here, about 25, 30 folks live in the stream, and then we should be good to do what I haven't planned for tonight's stream. I have a couple of questions to ask and try and figure out if we can get something set up for the playoffs similar to what I ended up doing in the U20s, the World Juniors, back in 2021. Looks like Sidney Crosby now has 1,500 career points in a three-point effort. Looks like Devin Levi is getting it going, and there we go, as Terry's over there talking up Clem. Appreciate that, Terry, as we will get things rocking for him hopefully here in a little bit, as I just want to try and push some folks his way. Just like I said, even if you can just pop over, view for about a minute, pop back over here, that'd be fantastic. Let's see what we got going on. Lots of baseball chatter on my stuff right now, but let's see if there's anything Oilers related. There isn't really, other than there will be some good content on Oilers Plus today because of Klim Kostin and Evander Kane stealing the mics from Tony Barr again today. That's been a theme here over the past few weeks, that is for sure. Austin, welcome in, as we're just getting things underway here, just looking to try and generate about 20-25 people here in the stream, and then once I see that number, we'll load up and do what I gotta try and do here, as I'd really like to let's go here and go over here to videos, and I'll queue this up as it currently sits. Let's just try and figure this out. And did I actually delete those finally? No way I deleted those. I did not realize I deleted those. That is a failure on the live, just like that. But hopefully we're not totally screwed here. We should still be good. I should have those somewhere, should I not? I don't know if I do or not. I might have actually finally, after 2 years, deleted them. That sucks, man. That really sucks. Maybe the pregame not going according to plan as I thought it was going to. Maybe all media files, all files. Let's try that again and see what we get here. As we've got those, and there they are. Perfect. Never mind. I just had to find all my files, and away we go. So we'll load that up for the time being. That's the nice part about the streaming software I use. It reads all of the file formats, so we're good there. Joe, welcome in, as we are getting things underway here in this live stream this afternoon. I'm just going to take it really nice and slow, really easy here to begin things up, because right, it's 1:08. The game doesn't start till 2 o'clock. I just figured we'd generate some foot traffic here nice and early, because posting a video this close to game time would not particularly do the job the right way. And secondary to that, Stoney, welcome in as well. So the regular cast and crew trickling in here. I know I'm asking a lot for you guys to hang out with me for an extra hour. Do not feel obligated to. This is just me trying to build things up a little bit to what will be the last big game for the Oilers on a Saturday, if I have it my way, to be honest with you. That's kind of what I'm hoping, is the Oilers come through in the clutch here, secure home ice. And then the last two games, if we win the division or don't win the division, like I said, I'm not planning on them winning the division. So at least we've secured home ice here going into the last two games against Colorado and, of course, San Jose on Thursday next week. So that's where we're at, right? We have 3 games remaining: Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday. Well, we don't even have a Saturday game left remaining at the end of the season. And then, of course, we will also go into a full weekend without hockey, as we'll go from the 13th to the 15th, 16th, and then the 17th. It'll look like the Oilers will probably get their Stanley Cup playoffs underway. That'll appear to be what we'll be doing. So 16 games in the NHL today as well, so keep that in mind. We'll have lots to scoreboard watch, and if the LA Kings lose in regulation and the Oilers win in any fashion, they will clinch home ice in the first round of the playoffs, as we've got everybody tuning in. And I expect to see a little bit different of a crowd as we usually do here on the Saturday afternoon streams. As Austin, do I think the Oilers will make the playoffs? I think, or finals, sorry. That's a good question. Do the Oilers make the finals? I think they absolutely do. if Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl and company do what they've done this season and in the playoffs. I think the team's a little bit built better this year, so they should be ready to rock and roll into the playoffs and really go deep this year. And Vortex, welcome in Saturday. It's a long weekend. It's gorgeous outside, and that's kind of the idea here, right? I had a chance to just fire up the stream early because there's some stuff I got to attend to today. So let's just enjoy it today and get the most out of this live stream we possibly can, and then go into the rest of the long weekend without any Oilers hockey until Tuesday against the Colorado Avalanche. That would be game 81, then game 82 on Thursday, and that's the end of our season. Just like that. Crazy how fast this all came together. And Pork, you're looking for Mr. Jason Demers to have a big game. I'm just hoping he goes out there, gets about 5 to 10 minutes of ice time, skates well, doesn't give up a goal, and just nobody's complaining about him skating in his 700th career game. And we are ready to rock into trying to find who the starter is tonight. I don't know if they've named him as of yet. I think we'll see that in a matter of a few moments here. Because obviously we don't quite have any lineups or anything as of yet, because warm-up has yet to hit the ice. I think warm-up hits the ice at 1:30, and we've just got the show starts at 1:25 Mountain Time on Oilers Plus, so we should have some answers here in about 15-20 minutes time as to what the Oilers are going to do. I would assume Jack Campbell does not get the start for the Oilers tonight. I'd assume this would be one where they're going to try and secure home ice right here, right now, and not worry about it. So Stuart Skinner will be in net. Would be who I would go with for that choice. And as we get into kind of how the standings are lining up here, as I've got just a couple questions on that as well here in the chat, just to give you an idea of where we're lining up in the wild card right now. Division standings: Boston, Toronto, Tampa are top 3 in the Atlantic in that order. Carolina, New Jersey, New York are top 3 in the Metropolitan in that order, with subject to change. And then of course Florida and New York are in the wild card spots right now. Pittsburgh winning their game today, obviously a huge one to try and get things going. So that's a big time effort for the Pittsburgh Penguins, who should now be in the wild card chase as well. Buffalo hanging around, but unlikely they get in. So it's between it's between Pittsburgh, the Islanders, and Florida as to who takes home the last 2 wild card spots here in the Eastern Conference. In the Western Conference, you watched the video this morning, you know what we were talking about, you know what we're after. It is Colorado, Dallas, Minnesota, the top 3 in the Western Conference's Central Division, but that unfortunately means for them none of them can really win the division this year, or win the Western Conference, unless things substantially change. Colorado would have to win 8 games in a row to take home the Western Conference crown, and obviously the Oilers still chasing for the division lead and the Western Conference championship as well. LA in there at 100 points, right in behind us. Like I said today, a win in any fashion coupled with an LA regulation loss will give us home ice in the first round of the NHL playoffs. So that's what you need to know to begin today's game, is just simply for the Oilers win, and you've got it pretty much, because at some point, if the LA Kings lose a game over their next 3, we should be very capable of getting this done. So it will be Skinner getting the start according to Peter, so that backs up what we're thinking here. And hopefully, of course, the Oilers can get the victory today, because there is a couple of good scenarios on the chart here. So we're just about to that 20 viewer threshold here, 14 minutes into the stream, so we are just about ready to head on to the misdirection of this live stream here in a matter of moments. But we are just going to wait it out for a few more seconds here. And Stoney, Dylan Cousins got another point. The Sabres over top of the Canes. Would have loved to see the Sabres be able to pull off a playoff appearance this year. Unfortunately, just falling that much short. But I think they're going to be right there at the end of next season. Darcy, if Woodcroft rests the big boys after a win tonight, here's the thing: he won't be. He was on one of the interview programs over the past week saying that he does not foresee giving rest to anybody like Connor McDavid or Leon Draisaitl or Ryan Nugent-Hopkins to end the season. That said, game 82 probably everybody gets rested, but again, the Oilers also don't have a thick enough roster in terms of players on the roster to be able to really rest everybody all at once. So that's crazy. But we're just sitting here right now. The Oilers are waiting to get started this afternoon for warm-ups here in about 15 minutes time, which will mean we'll get all the double checks and everything done with the lines here as soon as that comes available. But as it currently sits, we are just blitzing into the middle part of this pregame stream, right? The middle 30 minutes or so before we get into the final 15 minutes. And that's where I want to say, friends, thank you for tuning in so far. I have a question to ask you here right now. Obviously, with the playoffs coming up shortly here, there's a ton of fun stuff that I did during the World Juniors 3 years ago in 2021. Just to kind of offset my time when I'd have to run upstairs, give you some kind of content to watch in between intermissions, and just want to give this to you right now. I'm going to mess around with this and see what you think, but let me know. And I don't know, this will, for a lot of you, probably be the first time you've seen these little videos I did, kind of like reverse TikToks here on YouTube back in the day, but let me know and then we'll rock and roll. TV. You may be wondering why I'm standing out here in nothing but a tank top in about minus 15 degrees Celsius weather. Well, let me put it to you this way. Why do people cheer for the Calgary Flames? Exactly. Some things just don't make sense. This is Dolynny TV. If you're ever wondering why the green screen behind me for the Dolynny TV logo word art back on the set on Dolynny TV videos is always messed up, well, consider this. In the same room, I can literally shadow box myself. Come on. You gotta be kidding me. If that doesn't give you a reason why, everything would be messed up sometimes. This is Dolynny TV. For those of you that don't know, this is the whole room that the whole set is in, right? The green screen, the jerseys, the stand-up bookcase, the pucks, the pictures, everything's in a certain situation on the other wall. However, there's stuff like this hanging up on the other walls. Yes, you've already seen a blank wall. I got to figure that one out. There's stuff like this, and then suddenly there's stuff like this on the floor that you may remember from the old set. I got to figure something out. You want to help me figure that out? Let's figure that out. This is Dolynny TV. You thought these things were over, but don't you worry. There's this one still. What's the point of this one? I'm not entirely sure. Other than I probably need to still fill up my glass of water before I come on down to resume the stream. So as I sit here and natter on about absolutely nothing, oh wait, there I am, I better go now. So that's from the archives in 2021. Now the question is, obviously, with the rise of short form content and everything like that, I'm wondering if there would be any interest in me bringing back that level of creativity or lack thereof to just throw on something during the intermissions when I'm running upstairs, so you're not staring at the blank jerseys and all that. That's kind of where I'm going with that, is just that's kind of one of the purposes I had for starting this, was to kind of foster that discussion here with everybody that will regularly be in the live streams, right? I imagined if I started up a live stream an hour early, I'd have pretty much the regulars in here talking to me beginning this live stream today. So I figured, why not at least give you a chance to voice your opinion as a regular here on the stream. Tell me if that's something that I should add back into these live streams for the playoffs, or if I should just leave it kind of status quo as to how we've had it go in the past year and see if we can roll some real big success. That's up to you there, and I'll let you answer that question for me, but that's where we're at. So if you want to get at me in the chat there, that'd be greatly appreciated. But the Oilers will have 4 to 6 days off after the final game before game 1. It'll be pardon me, look at the schedule here again, Peter. So let me look at the schedule. It'll be 1, 2, 3, potentially 4, 3 or 4 by the looks of it. So that's where we're at, and so you guys are given You guys are giving me the vote of confidence here. I appreciate that. That's huge because that's just something. That way I can click it, forget it, run upstairs. I know that you've got something on your television screens or laptops or phones at least playing along so you don't have to stare at the blank screen. Because I think what ends up happening, I don't know for those of you that watch the numbers as much as I do, when I throw up either the subscribe ad or I walk away from the computer screen, the camera, during the intermission to go grab water or take a bathroom break, it seems like the streams dip rather heavily. So I'm just looking to try and offset that a little bit there and keep those playoff numbers going, because in the playoffs, what I know from history is there is a lot more competition for views, and I would love to make sure that we're in capturing as many people here on the streams as possible, so as we can try and obviously get everybody in here for these final couple of rounds. Hopefully that the Oilers will be playing in the third and final rounds of the Stanley Cup playoffs. And again, to your question there, Austin, the Senators are far out of the picture, 5th in the wild card race. They will not be making it this season, unfortunately for you. So they are already eliminated, as followed up there by Peter. So that's where we're at right now, friends, getting things underway. That was the high pressure situation I needed to get taken care of. Just need to make sure I got enough votes on that to make sure we're doing that. So I'll have to put in some creativity over the course of next weekend to build those up. Obviously, now that I've got my little online editing software, it's rather easy to do a package like that, so we should be good. So next weekend will be spent focused on that. Obviously, Friday night next week, go and get the hair trimmed up a little bit. Actually, hair doesn't need to be trimmed up, it's perfectly fine. Got that done in Cold Lake, but I need to get the beard trimmed up into the situation that we will have for the playoffs. So I already know what I'm doing for the playoffs in terms of facial hair. I've already asked around and done that, but playoff facial hair, I'll throw it to you guys here in the chat as well. So let's go throw this up. Hold on, I had all these in my head just a moment ago. There we go. We should be good. I'll ask the community there on the poll. So there you go. You can have your say in the poll there. It is actually Vortex. You're very correct. The cast chops are an option on that poll. As here we go, as we are getting the votes in there almost immediately. SK, welcome in this evening or this afternoon, and Dakota, welcome in. You've changed your logo as well. That's always interesting when I see logos change for people in the chat. That is always one of my favorite things. It's just how everyone goes through. And Recoil, what streaming app do I use? This, I guess, to anyone that looks to do anything like I do right now, whether it be for Oilers stuff or whether it be for anything. What streaming app? I obviously stream on OBS, so it's open broadcast software. It's free and available. Don't have to pay for it. Updates automatically. It is one of the best things that has ever happened to the internet. And of course, secondary to that, I use Canva for all the thumbnails, graphics, and little videos you see me do. So very easy stuff. And no no Wolverine attack and face option. Yeah, no, I don't think I can get that going in time for the playoffs. I kind of want to have a nice clean cut right for the start of playoffs with some facial hair left over, and then all of a sudden go out there and let it just grow wild from whatever it starts out as, and then clean it up a little bit round after round. I did end up shaving my facial hair after game 1 against the Calgary Flames last year, and then we went on to win 4 games in a row. So as soon as we lost game 1 against the Avalanche, everyone's like, hey, get that stuff off your face again, and I didn't, and then we ended up getting swept. So that is where we are at going into this year's playoffs. Hopefully don't have to touch the beard too much, as I think I've had it come in just enough to get what I need to do to start the playoffs done. So hopefully that translates to the barber on Friday next week, and we see what comes of it. As I'm just going to check the poll here to give you an idea of where we're sitting right now. The cast chops are leading the way, 50% on 10 votes. I love to see it. And the goatee chin strap, I don't mean to tell you what's happening there, but the goatee chin strap is what I am looking to do this playoffs. I've done the cast chops, I've done the goatee, and I've done some sort of the sideburns and half goatee. It's kind of more or less like a cast chops and a goatee mixed in with just the chin shaved out. It was quite something a couple of years ago. Let me see if I can find a picture of it here for you, and then we'll bring that up just for you to have a laugh at as we'll go to my photos on my computer here and see if I can't find it right now, as we'll go over here and bring it up, as we should be able to find this right now. Photos, and not photos of me, I want photos of myself. And let's see if I can't find it here. This is going to be way down there, way down there. And let's see if we can't find it here. So I just keep struggling to scroll down properly, as if we can get it rocking. We are almost there. Let me keep scrolling. And where are we at? We are going in there. There it is, just about there. Nothing there as of yet. And there it is. That's the photo I am looking for from a couple of years back. Let me save this one up for you and get this going, as we'll go down to downloads here and just save this one for right now. And this is obviously what I rocked. Sorry, that was a really odd start to the live stream obviously, but this is what I rocked a couple of years back. I rocked this photo right here, and we'll get this downsized a little bit. Sorry, doing the live edits on the fly isn't always my favorite thing to do, as you know, in the videos. And that one's too big. That is way too much of my face on the screen. But I kind of did the cast chops with mustache left over. That was kind of the style. I believe in, I want to say 2020 is when I did that one for. So if we get a chance to do that again, that would be absolutely fun to do. But I think right now what we're going to do is just more or less rock the chin strap goatee. That's my vote so far anyway, but I don't know. I guess we'll have to have a little bit of say here. If there's anything else creative that we can come up with, I guess we'll have to find out as well. So that's where we're at right now, as everybody's rocking into the chat right now. And as we've got Northern Farm in here as well. And we are rocking here this afternoon. Up to 27 folks tuning in live. We're already half an hour into the pregame here, doing exactly what I expected it to do so far. And we are just about ready to get it going. Keep going. It's looking like no, I'm not keeping the full beard. I always try to do something a little bit different every year. I think way back in 17 I did the full beard, but that was back before obviously I could grow the full beard. If anyone knows me, I'm back in 17. I was quite young still, so it was kind of hard to grow the full beard at that rate. But obviously, I think we've gotten it going. What have we got going? Hey, Vortex, I love that. I love to hear that. I actually should share this great story, Vortex, because of your story right there. I should share this great story from yesterday. When I was graduating from NAIT, I had to do an internship to finish off my schooling for the broadcasting I did at NAIT, and I did my internship in the NAIT social media and communications department. And my actual mentor on that internship just reached out to me on Twitter yesterday, and was mentioning that one of her friends had mentioned that they follow this guy called Dolynny TV on YouTube and really loves everything that's being posted over there. And she's like, wait a minute, I know that name. Goes on, clicks on after seeing the video, and pretty much guess what, it was me. So she reached out and she's like, oh, so happy to see everything rocking and rolling for you nowadays. And I'm like, oh, it's great to hear from you. And I mean, obviously I had a tremendous amount of respect for my mentor in college there, because she was phenomenal at pretty much putting in the lessons that I didn't know I would take to heart years later, right? Obviously, just trying to survive college at that point, but all the lessons that I learned over the course of those 6 months at Nate, I've taken to heart here now over the past year, and it's definitely come to fruition here for us. Obviously, doing what we've done here on YouTube here in this this season in 22-23. And that said, too, full beard while it's not in Northern Canada unless it looks like a rabid Wolverine. Well, don't you worry. I think that's what it'll kind of divulge into as the Oilers playoff run goes along the way. Obviously, I'll trim down the cheeks, pretty much leave everything else the same, and just kind of look a little bit more stylish to start, and then there won't be much left after that. It'll kind of get away from me quite quickly as soon as the playoffs get going, especially if the Oilers go 7 to begin things for sure. And Vortex, it's unreally, yeah, it's unreal. It's a small world, and that's one thing I was over at the gas station here just close to where I live, and I actually ran into a viewer at the gas station. It was kind of one of those morning things, right? I'm about 6 hours of sleep, just waking up. I have to drive to Calgary for a doctor's appointment first thing in the morning. It's snowing, it's gross outside, and I go to get gas, and there's a gentleman and the cashier talking over a cup of coffee each, and I'm like, can I interrupt and get some gas? And unfortunately, they did allow me to interrupt, which that's not unfortunately, I don't know why I'm saying that word, but fortunately they allowed me to interrupt. And then all of a sudden the gentleman having the cup of coffee was like, Mr. Dolynny, how's your morning going? And I'm like, wait a minute, who's calling me Mr. Dolynny at the gas station where I'm living? And nobody knows me here. And then he was a viewer off of YouTube, so that was really fantastic to get to shake somebody's hand. And that's one thing I think, to be honest with you, I think Patrick's got the whole situation on how to handle the interactions there. I'm much more of a shy person than I let on, I think, in the streams and in the videos. But I think Patrick's definitely got the edge on how he handles interactions. But I'm starting to get better, I will tell you that much. I'm not ducking away and being as shy as I used to be. Obviously, now it kind of comes with the territory, right? I'm so thankful and so lucky to have everybody tuning in to everything I do nowadays. And obviously, I've been grinding at this for a long dang time. So to be getting the reward now, I better be repaying it when I get a chance to shake your guys' hands out there in the wild. And man, oh man, do I need to get down to Rogers Place at some point this season for the playoffs. I'll tell you, I will gladly give up a playoff live stream to get down to Rogers Place and have just a great time. I think my best memory of this season was still from the Oilers home opener. And there's a very special photo that I have on my phone that, right away showed me exactly why I need to be doing this and exactly why I am doing this. So that's where we're at. Just memory lane here over the past 5 minutes. My apologies for going off on a tangent. Let's go quickly check Twitter and see what we can get going here for this pregame show. If there's anything else, let's see if there's anything else we can find here. Stuart Skinner leads the Oilers onto the ice for warm-up. So yes, as confirmed by Tony Brar, Stuart Skinner will start against San Jose, and that is what you need to know, because obviously Stuart Skinner is the guy that's going to get us home ice in the NHL playoffs to at least begin round 1. I won't mind that at all. That'll be a very big time successful thing for us. And now all of a sudden, let me just go check here, as it looks like Clem shut it off as let me go answer that text quickly. But that's where we're at. So Luke, welcome in as well. We're just about ready to get things rolling into the back half of this pregame show. Obviously, we are crushing along here, friends. We've already started off pretty hot to begin this stream, by the way, as we're, 33 minutes into the stream. And just to give you an idea of where we sit after all that, already 10 hours in. So that was kind of the idea, was to establish that watch time early, to get you on the poll there for the facial hair for the playoffs, and secondary as well, to get you in on those shorts and ask you the question of if I should be bringing that back as well. So there's a couple of great things to just kind of work in there. And now we can just wait for the Oilers to get us some news and hopefully get us rocking into things here in a matter of moments. But now all of a sudden the text messages, as the Clem Hawk stream has come to an end, are starting to roll in here. let's just see what else we got going for right now. I don't think there's anything else we need to know as of current. Let's go over to the NHL standings one more time and quickly check this over. The Vegas Golden Knights, like I said, friends, do lead the Pacific Division at current, 106 points on the year. Us, them, and the Kings are all tied at 79 games played, and today we will all play game number 80. So after today, we'll know kind of if the division is winnable or if it is not. As obviously, if Vegas wins today, we need them to lose their next 2 games in regulation to win the division as the Oilers. Right now, our maximum points we can finish with this season is 109. The Knights can finish with 112, and the Kings can finish with 106. So a win today coupled with an LA Kings loss would clinch home ice in the first round of the playoffs. So that would be a very good thing, obviously, if that comes to fruition for us. The Kings and Avalanche play tonight at 8:30 p.m. and then Seattle could finish as well with a grand total of 104 points should they win out the rest of the way home. So that's why another win today would indeed secure home ice. And then as well, Winnipeg sitting in there could finish up with 97 points. They're kind of primed in the best position so far to make the playoffs. It goes 97-96 for Nashville, and of course then 95 for Calgary. So there's a lot to be decided down the stretch here. And the beautiful part here for the Oilers is it was a topsy-turvy start to the year. But you look at where the Oilers are. They are now solidly and could potentially be a top 5 team in the NHL, given how the rest of the last 3-4 games plays out across the NHL. Right now we're tied with the Toronto Maple Leafs with 103 points. That seems crazy, but it's true. And you think about it realistically, we're 6 points back of second in the NHL. So if we win out, we could be in the top 3, top 4, top 5 of everybody across the NHL in terms of how things shake out for the league standings this year. So we could be looking at a below 25 pick here today. So Gavin, Paul, am I ready for another W today? Let me tell you, am I ever. Stuart Skinner needs to lead us out there and get this job done. So we are hoping to get the job done today, because like I said, that leads us to the, well, what would be home ice in the playoffs, and that would be absolutely fantastic if that comes to fruition for us. So we are just about getting going here. It's now 1:38. I'm going to schedule a break at 1:45, go grab some more water, and then we'll get this live stream off and officially underway when we are really close to the 1:45 start. But as we get rocking here, friends, as well, does Connor McDavid hit 150 points this season? Well, tonight is kind of the question, Peter, that you asked. I think tonight he could very well get the job done for the Oilers. Obviously a big win here against the San Jose Sharks. It's going to require Connor McDavid, and I think in a clutch, close it out kind of game for Connor McDavid, right? This game where he can shut it down, secure home ice, and run it back against the LA Kings or Seattle Kraken or Vegas Golden Knights or whoever the heck we end up facing. There's a lot on the line here, and I think it would be really good for Connor McDavid to go secure 150 points, because then he could technically rest. I think Jay won't rest him until he's got that, and I don't think he'll allow Jay to rest him until he's got his points in the column. Epiphany, welcome in. Simon, welcome in as well. And Simon, to your question, what would my defense lines be in playoff game 1? Exactly what we've rolled so far. I think game 1 you got to roll the 11-7, especially if you're just trying to get everybody into the first game action. That way you rotate everyone in, kind of see what they're featuring in the playoffs against your opponent, and then you can give them a wrinkle in game 2. So that's where I'd definitely go 11-7 to begin, and then see what happens. And I think, obviously Jason Demers doesn't factor in. You know that Cody Ceci will be back right away, so that is where we are at. So hopefully get it going. Just started onions and mushrooms for steaks during the game. Dublin, New York strip loin day. Ooh, Terry, that sounds fantastic. I have not had a good steak in a while. I went up to Cold Lake, not to slam Original Joe's, but it was getting late and the cook wanted to go home, and he tried to get my steak cooked a little too fast, and I ordered a medium rare, and I mean that thing was almost blue rare. It was very, very red still, but a really good steak, but it cooked maybe a minute more and I would have had a fantastic meal on my plate. So hopefully we get that next steak I order is just going to be perfect and we'll be good going. Miles, good afternoon. Welcome into the house apparently. And as we're getting going here, Stoney, you've got moose meat, onions, and potatoes for today. Are you doing up a stew, or are you doing just a little roast or something there? That would also sound like a roast to me in the slow cooker. That's something, I mean, I've done that many a times in my life, as I was very fortunate growing up to always have game meat in the freezer, always have some kind of game meat once or twice a month, so I would definitely love to see that. But friends, right now we're at 141. We're just about ready to obviously get the lines, I am sure of that. Oh, there's Tony Brar sending out another tweet, so we should have the lines from Tony Brar here in a matter of a moment. There we go, projected lineup. RNH, McDavid, Hyman, Kane, Draisaitl, Yamamoto, Costin, Bugstad, Janmark, Fogle, and Ryan. And then yes, without a CC, we will go 11-7. Nurse Desharnais, Ekholm Bouchard, Kulak Broberg, and Jason Demers is your 7th defenseman, fittingly so, suiting up for game number 700 of his NHL career. And Stuart Skinner will indeed, well, he will be your starter today. Shore also took reps in warm-up, but I don't assume that he will play, as Jason Demers has been guaranteed game number 700 tonight by the Edmonton Oilers coaching staff. A classy move by an organization that brought in a veteran, kept him in the minors all season, and now he gets, when all is said and done, a chance to be on the organizational 8-9 role going into the playoffs on the D side of things. He gets a chance to play one regular season game and cap off what has been a fantastic career so far for him now. And Gavin Paula just crushing off the normal bacon and eggs for brekkie. Well, yeah, that would be the thing. It would be about, 8 o'clock in the morning right now over in New Zealand. So that's where we're at. Actually, if it's 8 o'clock in the morning, I better send down a text message to my friend down there in New Zealand and make sure we're ready to rock and roll. Another good day there, as we'll send that down and make sure she's good to go. There we go. Everything's taken care of, and I definitely could have used some bacon and eggs this morning. Didn't have much. I did have eggs, I guess. I had homemade egg fried rice, and that was a really good kind of quick cheap meal on Thursday night. I needed something just to kind of allow me to rock through the night and obviously rock on to tomorrow and today, and that ended up just working out perfect. That was excellent. And I mean, I haven't made egg fried rice in a long while. I mean, probably since I was in high school the last time I made it, and I know exactly where I screwed up, but it was still very good, still very edible. Just maybe a little bit more on the eggs, cooking a little better than how I did putting them in there right away. But as we're going here, Coach, who would be the player you pick to be the best for depth in the playoffs? I think Matthias Janmark. Matthias Janmark will probably end up being that guy. He's showing quite a bit of life here over the back stretch of the season. And I think for Matthias Janmark, he's a guy who's a veteran in the NHL now. He's a guy who's played a lot of minutes and played on some very good teams and played on some very bad teams. So I'd assume that he will be the guy that steps up for us in the playoffs, and that's just kind of right. The guy he was signed to be $1.5 or $1.25 million player. You assume that a guy like that will step up and be of use to you in the Stanley Cup playoffs down the stretch. And just to this, let's see what this going here. Jeremy, good afternoon from Florida. We're now solidly into the middle part of the afternoon here in Alberta, but you are tuning in from just prior to the evening time when it is just about 4 o'clock out there. And just to say, did we miss anything there? Yeah, we did. We missed Simon out there saying Campbell in Colorado. I don't know if Campbell will get the start in Colorado. I think the Oilers will probably give him the last game of the season, depending on what's on the line. Obviously, I don't think you want to ride Stuart Skinner in And maybe if the Colorado game doesn't matter after we secure home ice, then I guess you could probably figure something out there as well. So as we're rocking here, we are just about ready to get to that break of mine. Whew. Okay, let's do that. I'm going to run upstairs, grab some more water. I'll be right back, and then we will get this pregame afternoon game underway and running here in a matter of moments. Friends, thanks so much for tuning in. Alright, here we go. We are just about ready to get things rolling now. Obviously, it is just about 1:50 on the clock. And that means this broadcast will be flipping over to the Oilers game here in only a matter of minutes. I'm going to start the volume there, and that will allow me to hear when the broadcast does indeed flip. But friends, it is, one more time, if you're just tuning in, I'll get you the lines here in a matter of seconds. RNH, McDavid, Hyman. Kane, Draisaitl, Yamamoto, Kostin, Bjugstad, Janmark, Fogle, and Ryan are your 11 forwards. Shore did take warm-up. Make sure you note that. Nurse, Desharnais, Ekholm, Bouchard, Kulak, Broberg, and Jason Demers playing in game number 700 tonight. So that's what you need to know for this Oilers game. And Stu leads them out this evening for the Oilers, or this afternoon for the Oilers, as they will try and get things going. And looks like a couple of my friends from the MLB The Show community will be going to the Seattle Kraken playoff games. Interesting to see there. And Pittsburgh win moves them into Wild Card 1, with Florida, Washington, and Philadelphia, New York Islanders later on. Buffalo stays alive with its win over top of Carolina. So Buffalo's still around. Obviously, things would have to really change from here on out for Buffalo to get into the playoffs, but they are still sniffing around, potentially getting things going. Richard, welcome in. And let's see what we got going here as everybody's chatting around to each other now by the looks of it. If Vegas looks to be losing tonight, Stuart Skinner all the way, I think, to give us best chance at the conference. Yeah. That would be the biggest thing for the Oilers. Obviously, if you know you're going to win the conference or could win the conference, you have to go out there and play your best goaltender and play your best players the whole stretch down, because you would love that home ice advantage all the way through rounds 1 through 3, and then obviously whoever comes out of the East, there is still potential that you could have home ice as well, unless it is indeed the Boston Bruins. So there's a bunch that could possibly come to fruition here. In Dallas and Vegas, Peter, according to you, are tied at the zeros right now. So Dallas Stars got to clutch up and win a hockey game today to help us out as much as humanly possible. And Pork, I think you and I are echoing the same sentiments there. And now it's just a matter of getting this game underway and obviously winning it. I mean, you know, I started this pregame as early as possible today simply because if things are going sideways, I'm going to take the afternoon to maybe get a head start on my yard work and then go and get this job done. Obviously, right, if the Oilers lose today, I think the dream of the division more or less done, and obviously two things will have to wrap out there and see what comes around for the Oilers down the last two games of the season. If Vegas wins and the Oilers lose, I guess, yeah, you know what, that would actually put the division out of reach. So that's where we need to just get this job done. And Oiler guy, who's getting in the last wild card spot, I'm hoping it's the Flames. You know, everyone's saying they don't want to play the Flames. The Flames are, as much as they might be pesky in round one, they are one and done this season if they make it in, just because I think, you know, if the Oilers have to face them, they are just going to take it, and I mean take it to them. Just absolutely beat them up bad. And if the Jets get in, I think that would be with the time you don't want to be the number one seed in the Western Conference if you're the Oilers. And then if the Preds get in, you know what the Preds are dealing with. And you know the Oilers against the Preds, it would kind of be the exact same thing against the Flames. You beat them up way, 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 way too quick. So that's where we're sitting going into action today. And Epiphany, any type of win for the Oilers today, they clinch second at least. No. The factor that still matters is the LA Kings have to lose in regulation along that. So you're 100% right. A win today, the Oilers go the long way. But a loss today as well with the LA Kings clinches second. So that's where we just need things to shake out this afternoon. Obviously, LA doesn't play till 8:30. So hopefully, the Oilers just come out and give us a good effort today, because let me tell you, it is not going to be a fun afternoon if the Oilers don't give us a good effort. And yeah, exactly, Draisaitl would beat up on the Predators, and obviously Markstrom getting shelled by the Oilers would be a rough go for him as well. So that's kind of how I see it shake out. And I mean, we're just hoping, Dakota, that the Oilers come out flying. Like you said, right? Let's go. Let's get it done today. And obviously secure home ice, because you can't secure home ice today if you don't win today. So that's number one that we need to take care of. And then number two, from there on out, we just need to find a way to see the LA Kings lose to the Colorado Avalanche. And then we will be good to go into the last final two games of the season with the division, the conference, and everything else on the line. It seems crazy to me that in essence the division and the conference is on the line for the Oilers here to begin the season, or to begin the last two games of the year following today, but it is the case, and we'll see if it comes to fruition here for the Oilers over the course of the next little bit. Just give you guys an update on the poll right now. We've got 35 votes so far. The Cast Chops are winning at 34%, Oversized Goatee winning at 23%, the Goatee Chin Strap winning at 23%, and the Sideburns and Half Goatee. So right down the sides here, mustache, chin, that's leg and behind at 20%. Like I said, that's probably the weakest one I threw on there, so is what it is. I'm not too upset at all. And Stoney, we're going for some shark soup today. That would not be a bad get if we can absolutely beat up on the San Jose Sharks today. It's 1:53 to go, friends. And one thing that I will tell you is if I get a little bit more money floating around here over the course of the next couple of weeks here, there will be another Oilers jersey addition to this wall sometime during the playoffs. I thought I was going to get a chance to get things going this week, but I forgot that rent was due this week, so I had to reallocate some money that I had floating around for that. Kind of the part and parcel problem of going up to Cold Lake and kind of disappearing for a week as you forget kind of real life responsibilities, and that too, things kind of coming out this week as well. And Simon, my favorite hot drink is the rare treat I get is a hot apple cider. Love hot apple ciders, but my favorite hot drink is a steep tea double from Tim Hortons. I'm trying not to drink as many as I used to. Obviously, it's starting to give me a little bit of a belly here at my late 20s coming up, but you know, it's kind of one of those things as I'm trying to be a little bit more sugar conscious, a little bit more fat conscious here with intake and consumption of food. Currently just trying to get back into ball shape this summer, as those rodeos are going to demand a lot out of me too. So trying to battle it out and be a little bit more conscious of what I'm eating and putting in myself. But no, it's definitely that steep tea double double. Nothing smacks quite like that, especially if I've had a long day and I'm driving past Tim's. Medium steep tea double double just to carry myself on the way home. It's usually a pretty good time, so that's where we're at. And obviously too, even if it isn't a medium steep tea double double, it's still a medium steep tea 2 milk. So I guess the steep tea from Tim Hortons would be the answer to that question properly. As white chocolate, hot chocolate applies straight to the yes. Epiphany. I think there was a time, I don't know if they still have it at Tim Hortons, they had the white chocolate, hot chocolate. When that first came out at Tim Hortons, my goodness, friends, I was probably drinking 2 or 3 of those a day. I've had some very bad sugar addictions over the course of my life, and that was probably one of the worst ones, as I know. And I mean, by 3 of them in the same day, you've got quite the stomach ache going, but they were just so good. They were so good. And I mean, I do also love a good anything homemade. Anyone that has like an espresso bar or something at their house and they can steam up milk and do all the whole 9 yards, anything homemade is always fantastic, and I'm a big sucker for that. Pretty much put sugar, milk, and any kind of chocolate or caramel flavoring together, and I'm usually a pretty big sucker for that as well. Go figure. But that's where we're at, friends. Just about past the last 5 minutes of this. Just about past this start of the or end of the pregame here, as we're just blitzing into what will be the start of the hockey broadcast here on Sportsnet in a matter of moments. I'm trying to reload Twitter as fast as possible, and there isn't much to see here as of yet, as I think it is Luke Hughes signing his NHL contract right now, and I don't think there is anything else to see right now. Nope, there does not appear to be anything right now, and looks like yeah, that's it. There's really not much to add there. So yeah, pork, the fresh beans and espresso, and that's one thing that'll be definitely something when I do get to buy in that house, hopefully sometime this year, next year. I was hoping sometime this year, but obviously the factors would be not really allowing that to happen as quick as possible. But an espresso bar within my house would be absolutely fantastic. I do know how to make a good espresso. It'll obviously take a little bit of time to teach myself those skills I had back in the day, but I would love to definitely try and get that going. And obviously it's a little bit of a mess, a little gross sometimes, but you just have to be on top of it and do it right. And I'd love to have good homemade espresso in my house at all times, and especially too if I end up doing this whole thing one day full time, I'm going to need that here, because you imagine trying to go out and grab a coffee on trade deadline day. That doesn't exactly work. And I'm going to give you guys just one last quick check of the watch time here. We're already up over 21.5 hours to go here, or already gone in the stream, so we are trying to top 270. That is the magic number from last stream, and obviously we're off to a start 21.3 to begin this stream here today, so we'll hopefully see that crush off and keep going tonight. Yeah, and I mean, the smell of fresh espresso in the morning, that would be unreal. And that's kind of the idea, is if I could find a way to ever do this whole YouTube thing full time, it would be absolutely fantastic to just be able to sit at home and get everything taken care of, and away we go. I don't know what I'd need exactly to do it full time in terms of home lifestyle, but I can tell you a better chair will be on the list here soon. I've worn this poor thing down pretty heavily over the past 3 years, and now it's just a matter of yeah, getting into this playoff run and seeing what happens. I know we've got a lot of things coming around. So, ooh, tiramisu. Yeah, no. Tiramisu is dangerous as well. I think he got me. I think he got me there. Epiphany, is that is a very very tough one. You see me getting close to the tiramisu, you just start whacking me away with a broomstick, because there might not be any left for anyone once I get too close to it. So let's see here. Is there anything here? Is there anything here? I don't think there is. So take a sec to yawn and away we go. So Pork Leaker, welcome in for espresso or jersey fund. Well, welcome into the dono situation here. That's what I should be saying. You were already here. I'm not that dumb. Or maybe I am. So to answer both yours and Simon's question, as you're also up on the board there. So I've got the Oilers alternate. I have the 2 years ago reverse retro. I've got this year's reverse retro. I've got the old, as you can see up there on the back of the jersey, the old Reebok style 2016 jersey. And then I've got last year's Captain Connor McDavid jersey. So I think what I'm looking at now is to add another Oilers home jersey. So the blue with the orange and everything there that we are now rocking, the copper and blue. And that would be kind of the plan here today, is to try and figure that out. Maybe if you guys have any recommendations. But I think what I want to do as well is start maybe investing in jerseys from players across their careers, not necessarily an Oilers jersey. I know there was actually at one time on Facebook Marketplace in Calgary, there was a Stuart Skinner jersey from his Lethbridge Hurricane days that I really should have picked up. Unfortunately, those funds to go up to Cold Lake were where they were at, so I just kind of made the bold choice to not do that. But again, Pork Leaker, thank you for that. And as Epiphany also said, I didn't realize I just said the exact same thing as Epiphany did, but that's fine. And as well, we are just going to try and figure out that over the next little bit. I would like to get maybe a jersey with the Stanley Cup playoffs patch on it. That I think might be the thing that I'm waiting on now, is just wait to get the Stanley Cup playoffs patch and go from there. I don't know, and I'm open to suggestions. That's my problem when I'm buying a jersey. Normally, unless there's something I have to get, I don't usually get it. And Owen won't be able to catch the game tonight since you're out of Canada, unfortunately, so we'll tune in with you for the night. Well, I appreciate that. I hope you're enjoying your time outside of the country, hopefully on a beach somewhere, enjoying things quite heavily. And there's Eric Carlson. And that's kind of the thing, right? That's that goatee I'm looking to grow, but he's definitely got a couple more years on me and a bit more experience doing as such. But Oilers on Sportsnet 2023 Stanley Cup playoff label made up for that bottle of wine there. Nothing to whine about. The Oilers 3 points out of first place in the Pacific Division, and they can of course get into first if the Vegas Golden Knights lose 2 out of their next 3 games and the Oilers win all 3. So that's what's staring us at the face going into the Shark Tank tonight. Those jerseys looking great in the teal lighting within the Shark Tank. The Seattle Kraken, they still have something to say within the top 2. If they were to win out, the Oilers would lose out, and so were the LA Kings. The Seattle Kraken could somehow, some way get into second in the division. But we are off and running, my friends. It is top of the clock, 2:03. We are going to the last break, and then we will be ready for this one. Not a Hockey Night in Canada broadcast today, so we should have Jack Michaels and Louis DeBrusque on the call with us. I'm not sure if Louis is on the call or not. I'm not sure who they would have on the color, if not Louis today, but I assume we would have Louis for today's broadcast, just shaking it all out. As we are getting rocking into this one, I want to give a shout out to Pork and of course Recoil for coming in here with the money on the boards and allowing us to go the full pregame without an ad. That doesn't mind me, and that's just one less thing I have to worry about, so that's always nice when I don't have to worry about that. And that's kind of my promise to you, right? If you guys want to be slapping around the money, I will not mind that at all. I will do my best to make sure you don't have to put up with the ads. Obviously, if you come in and out, you're going to have to, but that's just the way YouTube works, unfortunately. So it is what it is. But here we are. Don't turn away now. We are the Wars. What am I reading here? Oh, from 50, quoting something there. Our city, our team, our time. I like it. But Richard, are we starting? We are just about ready to start here. We've just got a couple of more minutes left in the pregame. They'll obviously get Jack and whoever we got on color today ready to rock and roll, and then we should be good to go. As I just see everybody tuning in Good afternoon. Welcome to Dolynny TV. My pleasure to have you along. I'm Tyson as we get set for today's game. I think many of you already know that, though, as we're really crushing into the starting lineup for the San Jose Sharks. So we're just about ready for the national anthems today. No hat on, so don't have to take that off tonight. And obviously, Stuart Skinner skates out to the dots in the zone, and we will have the anthems here as the San Jose Sharks will get it performed by Melissa Gialdini, I think is how you pronounce her name. See how she does here on O Canada this afternoon. I'll move the earmuff off. And we are going to get this game underway after both anthems are sung at the Sharks tank in San Jose. It's the Oilers, San Jose Sharks. Now all of a sudden I gotta have enough oxygen and enough breath to try and call a hockey game after an hour and 5 minutes live, but that's my own foolishness. I appreciate everybody being along for the ride today here on the pregame. That was really fun, really great way to just kind of recap everything here to start obviously what's going to be a very important game for the Edmonton Oilers today. As we're just going through the anthems, I'll give you a scoreboard update, as I don't think there's been any scoring in the Golden Knights Stars game, because Peter would have gave us that update for sure. As it's 0-0 between them, we're just getting underway here at 2 o'clock, and then the Ducks and Coyotes get underway at 3:30. The Hurricanes lost to the Sabres 4-3, and the Penguins won 5-1. So those are your two finals so far today. The Avalanche and Kings, the biggest game of the night, we're watching this evening at 8:30 p.m. And obviously the Flames and Canucks play at 8 p.m. And I believe the Jets play the Predators at 5. So there's a ton to potentially happen here over the course of the next, about 10 hours. By midnight, we'll know what we're looking at in terms of if the Oilers have or have not clutched up home ice. And Epiphany, that's the song Warriors from Imagine Dragons. I will give it a listen. I don't think I've heard it as of yet. And Dean, welcome in as well, going for the Oilers today. Well, let's hope they can deliver. Like I said, if they want to lay a dud here through 2 periods, I'm going to very quickly go start on my yard work so as I can get to Easter dinner if that is indeed still happening. And Morley, welcome in as well. My day is going very well. We've started off the stream hot, and I'm hoping we win as well today. And just to wrap this up as we finish up the anthems here, Richard's getting the Let's Go Oilers chants going here as well. And then no scoring in the start of the game. I have it on the background. It's on national TV in the States between the Stars and the Golden Knights. Here we go. They've got the Go Sharks sign on the banner over there. And we are almost ready to rock and roll. Jack Michaels on the call this afternoon for us. Stuart Skinner in net, as the fans checking out Stuart Skinner here in behind the net as he flips the hair back, and we will be ready to go as Gavin Paul are streaming it on ESPN. We'll catch you after the first period. Hopefully we have plenty to talk about. Stuart Skinner down to a .284 goals against average, .911 save percentage, and I will tell you, I'm expecting Skinner to allow 2 goals tonight. You'll see the pattern why. And of course, if Colorado we give up 2 goals, then I am fine and happy with it. James Reimer in net for the San Jose Sharks, same as the last time we faced them. .331 goals against average, .894 save percentage with 3 shutouts on the season. So Reimer's either been really good or really bad this season. Draisaitl lines up for the opening face-off against Tomas Hertl. And we will be ready as Hertl wins it back, and we are off and running at long last here on the broadcast here this afternoon. It's tipped in by the Sharks down to Stuart Skinner. He'll come out and play this puck around the boards. It'll be high off the glass and out of the zone past Erik Karlsson. Skating after it, Kailer Yamamoto against the defenseman for San Jose Sharks. First to it are the Oilers. They fire a shot towards the net. Draisaitl couldn't direct it on. And now coming back the other way are the Sharks. Cut off there. Draisaitl falls down, slams into the boards. He knows it's time to go off for a line change, and the Sharks will pick up the puck. LeBlanc fires it into the far side corner in the Oilers zone. Vinny Desharnais playing alongside Darnell Nurse tonight. That is a big time D pairing for the Oilers, and one that we can definitely look forward to potentially seeing down the road here in Edmonton in the years coming up. Now the Sharks battling on the far side boards. The Oilers able to lift it out into the neutral zone. fought off there by Connor McDavid as it's Evander Kane, Draisaitl, and Yamamoto, obviously McDavid, Nugent-Hopkins, and Hyman, Klostin, Bukestad, and Janmark. Foegele and Ryan, which will confirm that Jason Demers will skate in his 700th career NHL game tonight. The Oilers across the blue line. Here's Ekholm, shot fired, save made. That was a good chance on net right away, and the Oilers try to fire it right away as Jason Demers is the 7th defenseman. He's wearing number 44 for us. Evan Bouchard picks it up from Stuart Skinner. He'll guide around in behind the net, tipped up there by Nugent-Hopkins. The first shot of the game fired on Stuart Skinner. He will make the save, and that will give us a stoppage in play just a few minutes in, not even through the lines yet on the broadcast. And Owen, Vinny and Nurse, a defensive pairing I like. Yes, I do like it as well. And the shot there from Ekholm, a good shot, but battled off by James Reimer. Then the game is underway. We're about 2 minutes in at this point. Mario Ferraro and Matt Benning are out there as well. Radim Simek, and I've lost the other guy. We're about a minute 45 into this hockey game. It's going to be fun, Owen, to see what Vinny Desharnais and Darnell Nurse do as a pairing today. I think it's the first time we've seen them heavily feature together all season since Desharnais' call-up, so we'll see what happens here for him as this one will be tipped back into the Oilers zone, picked up now by Brett Kulak. He'll skate it off the boards and carry ahead, chip it into the near side corner. This one will go around as it'll be fired down by the Oilers down low, and now still battling there is Leon Draisaitl. He's trying to turn and burn this one around behind the net in the 11-7 format. Now on the ice with Foegele and Ryan. They continue to work this puck below the goal line. The Oilers have some dangerous opportunities here. Draisaitl will work it to the blue line. It'll chip off a San Jose Shark in the middle of the ice. The Oilers able to pick it up and keep it in. Foegele fires a shot, drifts it wide. Now Ryan's going to try and battle to keep this in. He can't do it. And this one again, the Oilers so far so good on the offensive pressure there. 2.5 minutes into this first period of play. This one to the far side, and that will be an icing call or a penalty upcoming against the Sharks. I'm not really sure, but looks like it'll be an icing call against the Oilers. And when you have a feeling about Desharnais scoring a clutch goal in the playoffs, I would not mind that at all. And and Farm, you're getting excited for this one. Let's get this going. We are just about ready to drop the puck in the Oilers zone. It's 1-0 for Vegas. That is not the update we wanted to hear from Peter. We want to hear Dallas score this afternoon now following that one as Darnell Nurse off the face-off win gets it back to the blue line. Klim Kostin battle in there, and that will free up for Matthias Janmark. He's got a burst to the outside. He's trying to get free. He runs interference with the referee twice over. Gets the puck free to Kostin, who directs to the middle of the ice. Can't get it over to Bukestad. They had some great connections there in that Anaheim Ducks game. This one's chipped and charged into the Oilers zone with 16:54 to go here in this first period of play. Kostin will lift it out to the far side boards, chipped there by the Oilers, and now they will go off for another line change here with 16:40 to go in this first period of play. My eyes are already going buggy. That's the problem of sitting down here as long as I have today. Fired in around the boards, and this will go to the far side. Now Bouchard plays it right in the middle, cut off there by Draisaitl. Shot ripped on net, goes wide of that net for the Oilers, and that'll be a big boy hit there from Ekholm. I still don't know if I've seen Jason Demers out there as of yet, as Draisaitl will try and lead this one ahead off the boards. Can't get it down over the zone, and now Matthias Ekholm once again will regroup, battle it off the boards to the high point. The Sharks keep it in again here. Both teams a little sloppy in the zones to get things started. 16 minutes remaining here in the first period of play, and that will go down for an icing call against the San Jose Sharks. So we are off and running this afternoon. Things starting out not too bad for the Oilers. Obviously could be much worse if we have given up a goal, but we haven't as of yet. So we are flying our way through this start of this first period. And they're showing that replay of that highlight goal that the Edmonton Oilers scored against the Anaheim Ducks to get Ryan Nugent-Hopkins his first 100 career points season. And this one will be won back by the Oilers in the offensive zone as they'll get to work here. Bouchard, Ekholm still on the ice out there defensively as they're skating ahead. Connor McDavid to the front of the net, jammed off by the San Jose Sharks defense. And then a nice recovery there and a nice play around by McDavid and Bouchard to keep that puck alive as Ekholm will play it off to McDavid. And on net, shot fired, save Reimer on the doorstep there as Connor McDavid was trying to fire at 5-hole once again. This one shot to the middle, shot saved by Stuart Skinner on the rebound. Opportunity back the other way for the Sharks. 15:28 to go here in this first period of play. And that was a good looking opportunity there as Ekholm just kind of cut, found a soft spot, chipped it over to McDavid, and then he just tried to feed it right through James Reimer right there. So that was a nice little play by McDavid. Just couldn't get it all the way into the back of the net. Would have been beautiful if he could have. But Stuart Skinner immediately follows up with a big save. That one trickles all the way through the pile off the face-off. And McDavid is rocking a 13-game point streak so far here in the past 13 games. He'd love to keep that going entering game number 14 tonight. The Oilers cut this off at center ice. Yamamoto able to keep that one alive for a second. And now who do we got out there? We've got Derek Ryan, Yamamoto, and Warren Foegele as this one will be played ahead into the far side corner. That'll be an icing call against the San Jose Sharks, and that's one thing we've had a lot of to start this hockey game is a couple of icing calls. It is Stuart Skinner in net, Richard, so he is 7-0-1 with a .248 goals against average in his last 8 games. So we like what we've seen so far to begin this one. Alright, 14:57 to go in this first period of play. 2 shots apiece for both teams. Another low event first period in terms of shots on goal. No power plays, no penalty kills as of yet for the Edmonton Oilers. This one's back down. Another icing call against the San Jose Sharks. And it is hard to get into a rhythm when the San Jose Sharks just keep icing the puck as much as they have here early on in this one. The Oilers obviously with a couple of icing calls as well, so we'll see what they can do to maybe pot a goal here on this icing call for the Sharks. So McDavid will sneak into the face-off dot. He will line up with 14:49 to go. This puck is battled near the near side boards. Hyman's able to push it back to the blue line. Ekholm keeps it in and directs it back to McDavid, who's going to skate it around back to the blue line. Now Matthias Ekholm on the pass from Bouchard. Bouchard back to Ekholm. Here's McDavid skating towards the net. He's going to wrap it around. He's denied by Reimer and then gets the puck free for Zach Hyman, who's going to drag to the near side boards and go around the zone again. Skating for a little bit. Still got it. Far side boards. McDavid picks up and he's going to weave and duck through everybody and shot fired towards the middle of the ice. Rebound opportunity. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins scores the goal. And that is point number 101 as Ryan Nugent-Hopkins on the doorstep there. That top line kept funneling the puck to the net, and finally Nugent-Hopkins puts it home to give us our 1-0 lead here in San Jose. And a great play there by Connor McDavid to duck into traffic. He drives the net and then he gets taken down. Zach Hyman goes through and James Reimer gets wiped out by Marc-Edouard Vlasic. I really hope they're not calling this goaltender's interference on Connor McDavid as he walks right through. He gets tripped up there by Vlasic, and then the scramble in front allows it to go backdoor on James Reimer as Reimer pretty much trips up McDavid with his stick, and then Ryan Nugent-Hopkins pots it home on the near side, short side, and this will be Vlasic very upset with himself. The Oilers' top line scores a goal to start this hockey game. You love to see it. You knew they were buzzing on that shift, and they got the reward for it as this one comes back in, as that is point number 149 for Connor McDavid on the season as well, Peter. So we like to see that, as well as Connor McDavid's just 1 point away from 150 now. That point streak has extended to 14 games as Janmark will wheel and deal from in behind the net. He'll fire it to the front. He had Bukestad's stick, but it was tied up last second. Cut off there again by Janmark, who's looked good. He's been moving his feet and dancing around a little bit here, and he's going to dump this one right into the Sharks defender at the blue line. And now Philip Broberg will retrieve the puck in his own zone. Broberg looking more and more confident as the season goes on. Obviously his playing time has diminished quite a bit, but he would like to obviously claw a little bit of that back. And here comes Draisaitl with Evander Kane dishing over to Kane. The save made by Reimers. Leon Draisaitl's got to shoot that. You're only up 1. I don't worry about getting Evander Kane another goal. But that would have been fantastic if he would have been able to just shoot that one through James Reimer. But as we are at right now, Peter McDavid is 3 assists away from 90. I think there's a pretty good chance that Connor McDavid will indeed hit 90 assists this season. And as everyone's getting going here, don't think I've missed anything as of yet. So let me just go here and multiply this out again and get you the fact that we're already up to 33 and a half hours watched here on the stream today, and an hour and 20 minutes. That is crazy that we put up that kind of watch time already, but we are of course battling through. We are midway through this first period of play. The Oilers, the Sharks, engaged in a 1-0 hockey game now for the Edmonton Oilers as we continue to smoke along here on this live stream today. And it looks like, oh man, I feel so bad. This is always the worst part about titling my streams the exact same thing every time, is there are 18 people who have viewed the last stream against the Sharks thinking it is today's stream against the Sharks. That much I feel bad for, but nothing really that I can control on that one, so we won't worry about it too much going into this back half of this first period. Just kind of taking a look to see what everything has kind of gotten views here. As looks like there's a whole bunch of random stuff that have picked up some views here in the past little bit, and we should be good to go as that is just going to load up. And there we go. We've also crossed 50 viewers live. Jonathan, who's going to win? Well, hopefully the Oilers are going to win, and by at least 3 or more goals. That would be fantastic if they did that. And Drift McDavid is crazy. McDavid has been absolutely unbelievable this season, and all of a sudden gets us going with another big goal today against the San Jose Sharks on the helper to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins marker. And now you've got Connor McDavid out there doing his thing. I should put my game number in the title. See, I just don't have quite enough room to do that, unfortunately. That's the difficult part, and I don't think that would matter very much because it would be at the end of my titles. But yeah, definitely if I could have a proper way to do it, I would. And that is a bad turnover there by the Oilers, and it ends up in the back of the net. Jason Demers on the ice for that one. Tough way to start game 700. I said I didn't want to see that happen, and that's a tough go. As the Oilers cough up the puck in the corner, it's immediately spun to the middle of the ice, and just like that, it goes into the back of the net as Jason Demers loses the handle on the puck, turns it over to the Sharks, and that one goes to the back there as Tomas Hertl scores the goal. As that is tough. The San Jose Sharks victimized their former defenseman Jason Demers, and that one's tough. But this one will go into the far side boards right along the benches now for both teams, as Darnell Nurse will pick this one up and fire it over to Warren Fogle, who will drift it down into the Sharks zone. That is going to be a good way to take the wind out of my sails. Tomas Hertl's 22nd goal of the season. The Oilers back to the attack, though, firing a shot immediately from the point. This one will go around the boards again here to the near side as the Oilers continue to apply pressure in the offensive zone. As this one continues to bounce around in the Sharks' end. Bjugstad plays this one off the boards. It's worked to the middle, cut off there by the Sharks, and they will again play it off to Erik Karlsson. And this one will be turned back by Connor McDavid and Zach Hyman. McDavid pushed into the front of the net. He'll drift into the middle of the ice there to try and get it to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Couldn't do it. And my goodness, for some reason, I don't know if it was because I touched the cat when I went upstairs, but here's the Sharks coming back the other way, and Bouchard gets the attack. Sorry, that was really gross, but my goodness, my nose is really itchy right now. And this one is battling along the boards now with 11:32 to go here in this first period of play. 50-50 jackpot over 500,000 by the end of today's game, as the Sharks player Couture is playing without a glove on his stick, as this Matthias Ekholm working here. And credit to the San Jose Sharks. They continue to attack after scoring the goal. This one's going to be worked ahead by the Oilers. Now in the neutral zone, the Sharks will pick it up and fire it back in. It hits the glove of Stuart Skinner. We'll have a stoppage in play, and that is it right now. So, Flipperdo, good afternoon as we are rocking and rolling today's game. It's 1-1 between the Oilers and Sharks here, and Jason Demers gets victimized immediately, so that really sucks. But it is what it is. And we are rocking here as the Sharks pound in the shot. It's denied there by Skinner. This one will go back the other way. 10:54 as the Sharks trace into their own zone here. As they're trying to get things going, they'll tip it ahead as the Oilers will keep them to the outside for the time being. Brett Kulak battles his man along the boards. This one worked there by Matthias Janmark. Bjugstad will lead out for Kulak. Kulak across the blue line dumps into the near side corner. Here comes Matthias Janmark. As we are tied still at 1-1. I know there was that question there, but I think Terry's just on the delayed stream, if anything. As Darnell Nurse will leave it there for Leon Draisaitl coming back the other way. Draisaitl trying to get free. A good physical check there from the Sharks, impeding Draisaitl's path. And this one will go back to the point. Now work to the near side. Shot fired over by the Sharks. Can't get it going, and now Vinny Desharnais will work this one back off around the boards to Darnell Nurse. It'll fire up into the middle of the ice. And this one will be going back for Vinny Desharnais. He'll pick this puck up still with 9:54 to go here in this first period. Yes, we've scored, but it's been a rather sleepy first period of hockey. Trying to keep the eyeballs engaged as the Oilers try to keep things going in the offensive zone. The Sharks turn it over. Darnell Nurse throws the hip check on Erik Karlsson. You don't see that too often in today's NHL, and Darnell Nurse just lowered the boom. As this one will be fed off by Ekholm over to Evander Kane, back to the blue line and chased down by Evan Bouchard out of the Sharks zone. He is trying to battle this Sharks attacker off the puck. He does it. He's going to wire one off the boards right in the middle of the ice. Kick, save, and a beauty over to Warren Foegele. The shot comes in. Fired off the boards and right back in front and almost fooled James Reimer. But this is the Oilers' fourth line getting to work yet again here on this shift. As it's Janmark, Foegele, and Derek Ryan getting things going here. And now Mr. Brett Kulak will chase back into his own zone with 8:54 to go here in this first period of play. We could use a whistle and a stoppage in the action so I can go blow my nose. But I don't know if that's going to be the chance here as of yet. So I don't know what I did. I know I petted the cat and the dog when I went upstairs last time, so more than likely touched my nose and absolutely destroyed myself, but that's okay as this one's fired off the boards in behind the Oilers net. Sharks regain the puck on the misdirection. This one cut off there this time by Connor McDavid, who's flying up the ice. I mean, he is across Sharks blue line in a hurry. Pivots back towards the blue line. He's working for options. Couldn't get it going. This one now McDavid will work back to his D partner Philip Broberg. As Broberg will work back ahead, throw it in the middle, turnover there, and coming back the other way, the Sharks fire their shot wired up over top. This one will be now Darnell Nurse wrapping up the defense or the attacker of the Sharks as this to the side of the net, shot off the side of the net, now wrapped around to the near side boards. And this one continues to battle for the Sharks as they look to get an open opportunity. They do. They fire it wide and Karlsson directs it back to the high point. As the Sharks are just throwing blind pass after blind pass and getting it through. Stuart Skinner the save, and suddenly the shots are 7 apiece. 1-1 here with 7:35 to go. We've been on the run here for the past 2-ish minutes. And that's where we're at. As the Sharks will lead ahead on the clearing. And back into the Oilers zone. Now back the other way. The Oilers tipped it out of the zone for a brief moment. We're still playing on here. As the Sharks will go to the far side. This one worked across and now picked up by San Jose. In on net, the shot drifts wide of the net. Picked up now by Evan Bouchard. Bouchard will stand in behind and just slow things down. We've been rallying here past 3-ish minutes. Long time without a whistle as this one goes behind the net now off the stick of Yamamoto in the Sharks zone. Picked up there by Bouchard at the high point. He'll drift it over to Evander Kane, who will look to pass this one down low. Now Yamamoto back to Draisaitl. Draisaitl back to Kane. The shot ripped, fired, save by Reimer. That was a tough save. And a big time one for James Reimer on that, as this will be led ahead by Evander Kane. Can't get it going. Far side now clear for the San Jose Sharks, and we're still playing on. We're about 3.5 minutes in, and that will be played with a high stick by Evan Bouchard. So we will have a stoppage in play after all of that is said and done, my friends. I'm going to take a quick break in the action to go refill the water cup and go blow my nose. I'll be right back. If you haven't had a chance yet and you're tuning in for the first time, you know what I'm about to ask is if you'd be so kind to hit that subscribe button. That would be greatly appreciated. I will be right back in this 1-1 Oilers-Sharks game. There we go. Let's get set for the rest of this first period of play, my friends. The Oilers looking to get that next goal on the board. Obviously, the Sharks have done a good job of keeping us off the board so far. Cool it. I don't know if Campbell is starting versus the Avalanche. That would be the going theory. But confirming that is a lot tougher than one might think. As Jason Demers shaking hands with Logan Couture there, talking up about game number 7. It's Couture and Demers from back in the day. And let's see what we got going here. Everybody's just chatting away. Jonathan, you've got a big bet riding on the Oilers. Well, hopefully things come to fruition for you. And yes, Vegas needs to lose today, but Vegas isn't losing the Stars as of yet, as it is currently a 1-0 game last we heard. Let's get this one. 6:13 to go here in this first period of play. We're back to action. 8-7 the shots on goal. Tipped ahead and cut off there from Matthias Janmark, as the Sharks will have to retreat at the Oilers' blue line and now back to their own blue. This one fired across the boards and tipped into the Oilers' zone. Picked up there by Brett Kulak, and it'll be flipped out by Klim Kostin. We should almost do some Masters commentary here at some point, but Vinny Desharnais will get in on the defensive puck here in behind his own net. Stuart Skinner goes to offset the attacker here, as Stuart Skinner's doing his best to just manipulate the ice available for the Sharks attacker. Worked ahead by the Oilers, not nice and cold. Derek Ryan will get down on the attack here as he will try to get rolling, as Leon Draisaitl will work this one off the boards. He can't free it up. Again, he gets to the boards though, and that's one thing you want to see all series long in the first round, is Mr. Leon Draisaitl get to the attack as soon as he loses the puck. Tipped ahead, and it will be into control for the San Jose Sharks. Cut off there by the Oilers. Forced out to the near side boards, and Warren Fogle will flip it into the Sharks end. 4:55 to go here in this first period of play, as the Sharks will work it out of their own end. Punch it in onto Stuart Skinner, who drifts it over to Matthias Ekholm. Now picked ahead by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. This one to the far side, now picked up by, I believe, Zach Hyman. Curling in the middle of the ice, dragged there. Ooh, Connor McDavid just could not settle it on his stick, or he would have had a gift for points. Number 150 is this one right here. That's the big hit there from Nurse on Carlson. And McDavid will, I believe, hit 150 tonight against the San Jose Sharks. I almost have no doubt in my mind, to be honest with you. This would be also the part of the afternoon where I would take a nap. So if I'm starting to get tired on you, that would be why. So we'll hopefully try and spell that off as much as possible. But just to say, I just want to do a quick check here to see where we're sitting on the watch time again today. 637 times 4 divided by 60. We are at 46 hours almost exactly to begin today's broadcast. So almost 50 hours through the first period of play. I won't mind that at all. If the Oilers can obviously get Connor McDavid point number 150, we can hit 50 hours by the end of this first period and chase down that big time goal. And just to give you an update on the facial hair poll again for myself this playoffs, I already am going with goatee chin strap, but I just wanted to see what everybody thought, and right now it's the cast chops leading the way. Did have a version of the cast chops a couple years back. Oversized goatee got a lot more love than I thought, and the sideburns and half goatee is getting a lot more love too than it was previously. Roger, good afternoon. Thankfully today we don't have to go up against the player cast. That's always a rough time on a Saturday night doing the Hockey Night in Canada game, but this is going to be an awkward collision here off the face-off between Nugent Hopkins and Marc-Edouard Vlasic, and Vlasic was shook up, so he's gone down the tunnel or something according to Louis DeBrusque. But friends, we are crushing along on what has been an absolutely phenomenal stream so far. I appreciate everybody tuning into the early pregame. Obviously so far through this first period, as the Sharks have a 2-on-1, they can't settle it down as Bouchard kind of chopped his stick at it, was able to interfere enough here, as now Connor McDavid will pick this one ahead. He can't get it going. Now the Sharks will once again drive to the middle of the ice. A big time save by Stuart Skinner, as the Oilers just opened up way too much there and couldn't get it going. And Flipperdo going with Mr. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins to try and beat Gagner's 8-point night for the Oilers. That would be something if that would get going. But Edmund, who's going to win? Who's winning, actually, I think is the question right now. Is nobody. It's actually a tie game. So it's a tie game between the Sharks and the Oilers here early. Now, obviously, if the Oilers get a power play late in this first period, we'll probably see them score a goal. But at current, shots are tied, goals are tied, saves are tied, power play opportunities, penalty kill opportunities are all tied. So that's where we find ourselves, ready to rock this Stuart Skinner face off to his right. And Roger, yes, absolutely. I appreciate when everybody hits that like button. That just allows everybody else who's not watching to know that this is a live stream, and they should definitely come in and watch. Who's scored for both teams so far, Austin? It's Ryan Nugent-Hopkins for the Oilers and Tomas Hertl for the San Jose Sharks, as this one's one back, shot fired up over top of the net, and that will not allow the Oilers to clear the zone as of yet, but now it does. With 3:34 to go here in this first period of play, and I'm really glad there's this Oilers game today, or else I would have been drinking a pop about this time of the day, so able to keep clamping down on that sugar that I was mentioning earlier. 3:22 to go here in the first period. Oilers in behind their own net, as Darnell Nurse will pick this one up, and Svechnikov's trying to do anything in behind Stuart Skinner there to interfere with the play, as it's worked up right into the neutral zone. Draisaitl drifts a backhand over. It might actually find a free stick, as it's going to be a hard hit there for Evander Kane against the Sharks defenseman, and now Yamamoto almost freed that puck up for the Oilers in the defensive zone, but it'll be turned back there as the Sharks continue to battle. Will fall down on that puck. Evander Kane will fire it to the far side, and Leon Draisaitl will get it to the middle of the ice and get it back into the defensive zone. So it continues to battle here for the Oilers, as they can't really find a substantial chance on net. Good grade A scoring chance late here in this first period of play with 2:31 to go, as the Oilers and Sharks are engaged in a very good tight checking battle. Obviously both teams scoring a goal, but that's really been negated here recently, as here's McDavid dragging to the front of the net. Oh my goodness, Fogle puts it just wide of the left post. I thought he had done it, and he just somehow missed that one. I thought he had gotten the save, but just put it wide. And now Matthias Ekholm will see Fogle and McDavid still battling for this puck. McDavid's tied up. He's lost his stick. Picks it up, and now Derek Ryan sees it turned back by Bouchard. The shot thrown towards the net. Can't hit as it continues to go in behind. Now another play to Warren Fogle battling in front. McDavid! Point number 150 on the season. Beating James Reimer and scoring the 2-1 goal. And he's skating to the bench, and he doesn't even look overly thrilled about it. Connor McDavid, point number 150. A never say die shift there for the Oilers as it comes free, and McDavid makes so much easy work of that as Connor McDavid has cemented a season we have not seen since 1995-1996 and the likes of Lemieux and Gretzky, as that was a big time goal for Connor McDavid. And he just kind of does a little mini fist pump. He knows that the San Jose Sharks aren't necessarily the team to get it going, but sixth player in NHL history with 150 plus points in a season, Connor McDavid. You think about that, Connor is top 6 all time in the point scoring department in a season as Matthias Janmark goes to the box here for a penalty with $1:40 to go as we're still celebrating that goal. And I'm seeing already I've got 2 Mc-150s on my screen here. And Janmark's going to go to the box for, I don't think they got the right guy unless that was a hooking call against Janmark. And I'm just going to send that over. As the penalty kill for the Oilers, now ranked 19th in the NHL. The sudden crazy improvement has been absolutely off the charts. And this one is now a power play for the Sharks as they will try and wind this around the zone and get something to get this game back even to 2-1. But this is about as big of a game so far from McDavid as you're going to get late in the season trying to secure the division. This one's going to be worked back into the neutral zone for the Sharks. 54 seconds to go. A 2-1 game here in the first period. As Erik Karlsson will pick up and get across the blue line. He's going to work down to the face-off dot, now to the far side. And this one will work here as Owen. I don't have a goal on the board yet, so stick with me as Karlsson will direct this one to the middle. It goes wide of the net there on Stuart Skinner. And this will work here as the Oilers continue to try and work this one out of the zone with 22 seconds to go. It'll go the length of the ice for a full sheet clear. And none of the San Jose Sharks wanted to come get that puck for some reason. And now with 11 seconds to go, the Sharks will lead across. And the Sharks look absolutely demoralized here on this power play. They can't make a pass. They can't make anything happen. And it will clear down the length of the ice for the end of the first period. But Connor McDavid, just like that, needed the goal to get it done. And he did in true fashion. Connor McDavid scores his, what is that? What goal is that? I think that's 64 now, if I'm not mistaken. I think it would be 64, as he's got assist number 88 or something like that, 87. That is goal number 63 for Connor McDavid, my pardon. Assist number 87 for Connor McDavid, so 150 points is done just like that. Warren Fogle picks up assist number 14. Zach Hyman assist number 47, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Don't say I didn't warn you, but there's a potential that Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is a 40-goal scorer this season if he can find a way to score another one tonight and then 2 more in the remaining 2 games this season. 3 more goals in the last. Grand total of 10 periods of hockey, or sorry, 14 periods, 10 periods of hockey, or 8 periods of hockey. 8 periods of hockey for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Wouldn't that be crazy? Anyway, Vinny Desharnais joins Gene Principe alongside here as he's going to get his assessment of that first period of play. But friends, it has been an absolutely phenomenal start to this Oilers game, and obviously one that was much, much needed for our Edmonton Oilers squad. And friends, I'm going to stay upstairs for a few moments, just try and brush off whatever cat dander I've got on my nose that I can't get away from, and then we'll be ready to rock and roll here in a matter of moments. I'll be right back. I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. If you haven't had a chance yet, I would appreciate you hitting that subscribe button. I'll be right back. Alright, there we go. We should be ready to rock and roll for the rest of this, what would you say, rest of this intermission now, as we should be good to check the out-of-town scoreboard, as it looks like that's what you've already done. So let's go recap that first period where, well, it is 10-10 the shots, 8-7 the hits for the Oilers. Now the Oilers credited with another shot on goal, 11 of them now. 11-6 the face-offs for the Sharks. 0 for 1 so far are the Sharks on the power play, but that will obviously change at the end of this intermission to see if the Sharks score. Takeaways are 5-2 for the Oilers, and the block shots are 4-1 for the Oilers as well. So we'd like to see them rock this here. And here's Elliot Friedman on our screen, as he's going to do some highlights for us. And this is the Vegas Golden Knights' big goal, the Hockey Saturday, their big show. And let's see, Pittsburgh and Detroit, obviously that was a big game as well for Pittsburgh. Coming up with a huge goal. Connor McDavid did some great things today, well, so did Sidney Crosby. Nick Bjugstad was 37.5% in the face-off dot. Connor McDavid was 25%, so that's why we are failing so heavily in the face-off dot so far in this hockey game. And that is really all you need to know about that first period of play so far. Connor McDavid with point number 150 on the season, so it's been a fantastic game to start things off. Edmonton, do I think the will the Sharks tie the game? I don't know, and I doubt it, to be honest with you. And cast chops for the win. Well, Patrick, now that you say that, I guess maybe I'll have to just do it. Just get it going again. And well, 2-1, it's okay so far. Absolutely, I'd say Gavin Paula, it's been a fantastic one right now. And obviously, if the Oilers step up the offense here in the second, we will have even less complaints. And where are we at? Oilers are winning the cup. You're calling it a Boston Oilers series drift. I think that's kind of what I've got lined up in my mind too. And what do we got? What do we got? I'm just trying to sort through. It looks like everybody's just chatting amongst themselves here. And that's where we're at right now, is the standings. Every team except for the Winnipeg Jets are secure in their place in the NHL playoffs in terms of the Western Conference. And obviously the Jets, Flames, and Predators are battling it out right now. So we'll see what comes of that for them. But we'll give you a quick update on the watch time here as we're rolling along here this afternoon. Just a quick one as we continue to blitz along. How about that? 61.35 hours watched. I don't mind that at all. And we are just about ready to get back to the arena in San Jose for tonight's hockey, or this afternoon's hockey game, to keep going. And is there anything else I can mention here that we need to know? I really don't think there is. As we just continue to motor along this afternoon, it looks like the shots and everything have stayed the same. Obviously, the Oiler with the lowest amount of watch time, or lowest amount of ice time that game, is Jason Demers with a full flat 2 minutes. Kind of tough, gives up that goal and coughs up the puck that creates the goal for the San Jose Sharks. So I don't know if he'll get very much ice time the rest of the way home. I think the Oilers will probably use this game to give Philip Broberg a good long look, unless there's some other time where it is necessary to give Jason Demers some ice time, if there's a D-man in the box or something. Or heaven forbid, you know what. So, yeah, let's see what the Oilers can do here. I don't think there's much else that I need to mention here on YouTube. I'm just going to quickly check across YouTube, see if there's anything I've missed here today in terms of Oilers stuff or anyone posting anything interesting of note. And I don't think there is. I think we've got everything covered. Didn't know if Tilly won the Hobie Baker, but apparently he did. And Porky's still playing for San Jose. Yeah, now he's on the San Jose bench. I'm going to say that giveaway was very, very tough to watch. And just going to quickly check this stuff as well, as things are looking really, really good here over YouTube over the past start of this weekend. I'll tell you that much. It's been a positive weekend so far, and things have really come together here as we go down the stretch. Obviously, the big show will be the playoffs, and I'm just hoping the Oilers give us the best possible storylines. I don't want to be talking about, do we need to trade this guy, do we need to trade that guy. I want to be talking about, let's ride it back with these guys and go win a second straight cup. That's what I want to talk about this off season. So we'll see what comes from that as we are sitting here just calculating up a couple of things. It looks like we've had a decent little day so far. I totally didn't realize that Oilers can clinch home ice video has done as well as it did. I guess just kept motoring along here so far today. So hopefully you enjoyed that video. If you had a chance to catch it, really appreciate that. And I'm going to give you actually the link to that one right now, if you can quickly check that out. And then we'll go recap the poll here in a matter of moments. As today's video. And Simon marks out a 10 for the Oilers. Marks out a 10 for the Oilers. I'd say about a 5.75, right? That was a really bland period so far. You relied on your top guns to score the goals. And secondary to that, I think the biggest problem I had with it is just, I want to see the go-get-itness, right? The Sharks are a basement team. I want to see them just beat up We had a bad giveaway. Obviously, Jason Demers isn't a guy who will be regularly in our lineup in the playoffs, but that's a bad giveaway. And secondary too, we gave up a goal, so I'd really like to see the Oilers just go out there and finish this game off strong and get it up. 5.5 or 5.75 I don't think is too bad, as you've got a 2-1 lead after 1 period to play. Joe, welcome in as we are rocking and rolling here, back and forth. Terry, you're throwing too many comments for me to even keep up. Let's see what we got. The boys are watching Dolynny TV on the bench. Well, that would be the dream if the Oilers are watching me on the bench. That would be. Jay Woodcroft obviously isn't cracking down heavily enough. As we've got another host here, Jessica Kent, doing an interview for Oilers TV. And we've got a little bit on the Oilers 50-50. And Joe, you're saying this game is going to be tied. I don't know if this game is going to end up tied right away or if it's going to be a little bit of drama down the stretch. But I'd like to obviously see the Oilers try their best to just blow the doors off of San Jose and just go win this hockey game rather convincingly today. That would be a really nice gift for us because we need to get this to secure home ice, obviously, coupled with an LA Kings loss. So the more we do, the better off we'll be. But right now, the Oilers just need to go out there and score a couple of goals to start this second period, maybe a shorty right off the bench, and that would be a really fantastic start to everything here for sure. So I guess we'll see what comes of it, but they're talking about the Edmonton Oilers Community Fund 50-50, and I have definitely ran into a couple of the ticket sellers before. Going out there and trying to buy one, as we've got 50-50s here for these Oilers causes throughout the course of the season. Richard, I would tend to agree with you that the Oilers will win this hockey game here this afternoon. Friends, like I said, it was Connor McDavid and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins scoring goals for the Edmonton Oilers. And you want to know a crazy stat? Add up how many goals Ryan Nugent-Hopkins has and add up how many goals Connor McDavid has. Between the two of them, they have scored 100 combined goals for the Edmonton Oilers this season. That is insane that Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Connor McDavid have combined for 100 goals this season. That is absolutely ridiculous in my mind, and I'm glad that they did it, but it's crazy to see the goal scoring we're now seeing here in today's NHL. As it stands, Tomas Hertl scored his 22nd of the season with an assist from Jacob Peterson. Connor McDavid's goal was assisted by Warren Foegele. And Zach Hyman and Connor McDavid got the assists on Nuge's goal. So you've now got yourself a 2-point night so far for Connor McDavid as it currently stands. I'm just going to sit here and refresh this right quick. If you haven't had a chance yet, friends, if you're new to the channel, I doubt many of you are at this point, and we seem to have a pretty regular cast and crew for the live streams. But if you're new to the channel, haven't had a chance yet, please hit that subscribe button if you get a chance today. That would be greatly appreciated as we go into the live streams down the stretch here for the playoff run. Secondary too, just to look at how things are going. It looks like the views on that Sharks live stream kind of steadied off there, Terry, in terms of what you were talking about there, because looks like they've gone down to about only 31 in the last 60 minutes. So thankfully, the views on that previous Sharks stream have kind of finally gone down a bit. And secondary to that, the Oilers and Ducks stream, for some reason from a couple days ago, has 12 views. And that is where we are at right now, entering the last commercial break before we get things started for the second period. And Leon and Connor and Nuge have combined for over 150 goals. Isn't that crazy to think? It is just so insane to see what the Oilers have done with this goal-scoring team this season. But hopefully they can continue to do it all the way through the playoffs. And let me just see here. I'm going to quickly run the calculation one more time here as we're really crouching towards really crushing towards what I'm thinking is going to be a very special stream here today. Yeah, we're already at 68.7. So we're almost there, and obviously the Blue Jays getting some play time on Sportsnet right now. Blue Jays set their sights on the World Series, as we have already live streamed the Blue Jays game over there on Clem Hawks here last night. So if you're wondering why the play-by-play today is a little choppy, try broadcasting 3.5 hours worth of a hockey game. That was a little bit of a ridiculous idea a baseball game, a little ridiculous last night. And let's see what else we got. Go back to that poll on 88 votes now. The Castrops leading by 38%. The Sideburns and Half Goatee at 24%, starting to take away the lead. I would not mind actually rocking the Sideburns and the Half Goatee. That's one thing I thought about. But the oversized goatee going about like this was one of my ideas. But I thought I would look absolutely ridiculous with it, so we won't do that one. And I am just going to move that sheet of white paper that continues to deflect light into my eyes in a really weird spot. There we go. That is so much better. Actually, that just got it absolutely out of my eyes, and that feels much better. As anything to reduce the light glare in my eyes here as we go down the stretch into this second period of play between the Oilers and Sharks. And and you got sour cream and chives pretzels. I didn't even know you could get such a thing, and that obviously getting them in London would make sense. That's a world away from here, and somewhere I got to go visit one of these years. I definitely got to go over to the UK and check things out. And you hate the Blue Jays, Peter. You're an Orioles fan. Yeah, okay, I get that one. I can understand why, as an Orioles fan, you would hate the Blue Jays, but hopefully the Blue Jays and Orioles and everybody in the AL East figure out how to do something this year, as there are only 6 players that have ever done 150 points or more: Gretzky, Lemieux, Nichols, Esposito, Yzerman, and McDavid. So crazy to think that, realistically, right, we talk about Gretzky, Lemieux, they've done it multiple times. Bernie Nichols, Phil Esposito, and Steve Yzerman all did it only once. And Connor McDavid, now at age 26, 27, doing it for the first time in his career. So hopefully the Oilers can continue to dominate here in this second period, as this is going to be Nugent Hopkins skating up towards this free puck as the Sharks are on the power play for the next 3 seconds. We're already 20 seconds into the period. We're trying to crush along here, nothing happening. This one will go over to the near side boards, fired into the middle of the ice, and comes out of the zone down the length into the Sharks' end. And this one will now be worked by the Sharks to the near side. Erik Karlsson works it back into the middle of the ice. And that will be worked back now for the Sharks into their own zone and in control, as they're just trying to find a way to break through this Oilers attack. And that will be a nice nifty pocket picked by Connor McDavid, and he'll start walking away with it down the length into the Sharks zone. Shot fired, save made by James Reimer on what was just a get-me-on-net shot there from Connor McDavid, but it ended up almost working out. So the Sharks are 0 for 1 after one period of play. They outshot attempted the Oilers. The Oilers had 4-1 the block shots and 8-7 the hits. The Sharks won the face-off battle 11-6. So we'll see if the Oilers can try and change those numbers a little bit here in this one. And it's a goal in Dallas. It's 1-1. Peter, that's the update I want to hear. I want to see Dallas scoring goal after goal after goal here in this second period or third period, whatever they're in. Leon Draisaitl set for the face-off against Couture. It'll be one back by the Sharks. Puck's fired out into the neutral ice. Tipped down by the glove of Ekholm. Now Ekholm again interferes with a pass there for the Sharks, and that'll allow Yamamoto to drift it into the offensive zone for Draisaitl. Him and Kane collide, and that frees up the puck for the Sharks to work it out the other way. Across the red line, and now firing it into the Oilers zone, as this one will get back to the near side boards. As this one's worked down low by the Sharks. As this will go back to the point. Shot fired, tipped in front. Nothing happening there, and a shot rebound off the side of the net to the near side. The Sharks continue to roll around the zone. Drifts wide of the net on the point shot there. 18-15 to go here in the second period of play. as the Oilers will work this one back to the near side boards. Bouchard sees it go around the boards to the far side this time. The Sharks just living on the edges here, and the Oilers are able to clear it out from the danger zone, get it down the length of the ice, and this will go down all the way into the Sharks' end for not an icing call, thankfully, against the Oilers. No icing call there. Worked back by the Sharks the other way, as they will continue to try to push to the middle of the ice. Shot fired, and this one will be worked there by the Oilers. As this one a clap shot into, no, actually that missed the glove of Stuart Skinner. My apologies. Now coming back the other way is Nugent Hopkins. He'll leave it there as McDavid winds up. Back over to Nugent Hopkins. He'll fire the shot, looking for the tip from Hyman. Couldn't get it. And this one goes back the other way for the Sharks now, as Hurdle will be absolutely laid down by Jason Demers. That was a huge thunderous hit against his former team. And now McDavid will work this one in the middle of the ice. That'll be cut off there and picked up now by Philip Broberg. The Oilers will fire this puck in behind James Reimer. 17:03 to go here in this second period of play as the Oilers pick it up short side. Janmark has it come off his stick. Worked back to the blue line. Failed attempt there by Costin. And we'll come back over to the zone now for the Oilers and Sharks as they continue to just battle it at the blue line there for the Sharks. Now into the Oilers zone. Flipped up and it misses the intended target. Janmark's trying to flip this one through and get it into the middle of the ice. Can't do it. The Sharks work it back onto the tape of Broberg. It'll be flipped back into the middle. And this is hard hockey to watch, as we've got a hand pass here by the looks of it, as that was really lackluster Saturday afternoon hockey right there on that 25-second sequence. Yikes. That was crazy, as Jason Demers getting the standing ovation from the home crowd in San Jose, giving the acknowledgement as he's playing in game number 700 of his NHL career. Getting called up after playing all year in Bakersfield with the Oilers affiliate in the AHL. As the Oilers continue to battle this puck here off the boards. Freed up in the middle of the ice. The player had lost his stick, had Warren Foegele. Nugent Hopkins out there now with Foegele, as I think this will be one of those games you see McDavid's ice time pretty low now that he's already gotten 150 on the board, and if the Oilers especially pile up some more goals in the column, as this one in the near side boards. Now stepping into it is Brett Kulak. He'll work it around the boards back to Warren Foegele, number 37. This one's battled off the boards briefly, and now Vinny Desharnais will fire this one across. He hesitated and made a good pass, as now Derek Ryan works this one down low below the goal line, back to the blue line. Drifted towards the net there by Kulak. It comes out of the zone. He'll hammer the hit, and that was a massive hit along the boards as he almost threw the man into the box, or into the bench. As the Oilers continue to battle here, careful not to take a too many man call, and this one will come around the boards again, as the Sharks cannot seem to transition out of their own zone as of yet. 15 minutes to go here in this second period. Both teams just lazy, lackadaisical Saturday afternoon hockey. Put me to bed kind of deal. As this will go back the other way for the Oilers. Now a spring pass there from Yamamoto. He cannot believe he missed Hitting Draisaitl on that pass. And now with 14:48 to go, it's back into the Oilers zone. Oilers working the Sharks over here. And again, I guess we have to get used to these kind of hockey games. Only problem is we're going to be a little more jacked up because it will be the playoffs, as Matthias Ekholm fires it into the middle of the ice, and that will be blowing dead on a high stick in the neutral zone against the San Jose Sharks. Donald, welcome in as we are rocking and rolling. And Peter, yeah, that is an absolute crazy stat on Connor McDavid. Only Gretzky and Lemieux have recorded more points in games in a season than Connor McDavid has so far this year. Crazy. And the Oilers have trailed for 2 minutes and 2 seconds over the course of their 6-game winning streak. Absolutely unreal to think. And now this one to the near side boards. 14:27 to go here in this second period, as the Sharks will flip it into the Oilers' end. Hurdle gets to the puck first. A rebound opportunity after the drive to the net. Unable to do anything there were the Sharks, so it ties up along the end boards. Connor McDavid sees it go to the near or far side. And he's going to load up the attack right to Zach Hyman. He had James Reimer sprawled out, who's now without his stick, but couldn't get it going. Sorry, I yawned there right at the worst time. And Joe, how many team shots does each team have? 11-10. The Oilers lead the shot department here with 13:47 to go in this second period of play. So this one's going to be flipped down low into the Sharks' end, as that'll be picked up by Bukestad as he chops it to the middle of the ice. He's taken down, and back the other way. Here come the Sharks. Weird play. Both defensemen sealed off their attackers, and Clem Costin was able to come up with that puck. Vinny Desharnais will fire this off the boards. Shot fired into the Sharks' end. 13:17 to go here in this second period of play, as the odds continue to come heavy here in this second period, as the Sharks will lead across the blue line. They're into the attack now, as this will be turned back by Derek Ryan, and he'll get going the other way. Derek Ryan sealed off there by the Sharks defender, Erik Karlsson, who just completely hip-checked him into the boards and eliminated him there. The Oilers' three waves of attack can't keep the puck alive in the offensive zone. Shot fired from the outside. Here's the thing. Stuart Skinner's had a very light day of work so far. Jason Demers chips it to the boards. And this one will get over to Zach Hyman. This one will come to the near side. Continuing to battle here as it'll go in behind the net. And the Sharks and Oilers can't seem to find clear opportunities to shoot the puck on net or even make a pass or two in the offensive zone. This one goes around behind. That's the other kitty. 12:09 to go. The shot fired, goes wide of the net here. And it's a very, very sleepy second period so far, as the Sharks are just getting to the attack now. The Oilers are going to try and battle this one off. Draisaitl to Hyman now. Hyman will wheel out of his own zone, so he'll come backhanded into the zone here and back in behind the net. 1-0 the shots this period for the Sharks, as that's it's kind of the period we've had so far. We'll have a whistle and offside at the blue line, and the Sharks will be held back a brief moment. We'll go to a commercial break, friends. I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. I'm going to leave you on the subscribe ad one more time. I'm going to run upstairs, take a bathroom break really quick, and that's the cast chops. We don't need to see that again. We'll go back over here. There we go. We should be set to keep things rocking here in this second period of play between the Oilers and the Sharks. I forgot to fill my water cup up when I went upstairs, but that's okay. We'll battle through. You see here, is that a Jordan Eberle? Is that a Jordan Eberle? And that's an Alish Hemsky? What the heck? Where are all these youngsters here in these Oilers jerseys? As who sent in some photos here of these youngsters for the Oilers jerseys? I don't know what I'm missing there, but I don't know if that's Noah Gregor and company or what. As this is going to be Played away by the Oilers with 11:27 to go here in this second period of play, as the Oilers will get this down into the own zone, trying to pick up this puck and go back the other way, try and get something going. This one will come back to the near side boards and the Sharks end as they continue to battle around here. The Oilers and Sharks trying to do anything of substance here in this second period, to say, as they really haven't had anything of material, as the Sharks get a chance there. Camille, welcome in. This one comes back the other way for Evander Kane, as the Oilers will try and get something rolling here, and they just cannot seem to do anything as of yet. 10:45 to go in this second period of play, as I will definitely be fishing out the elk jerky out of the freezer here after this second period concludes. Got a big batch of elk jerky to chow down on here over the next few weeks. This one will be picked up by Connor McDavid. He's going to work into the zone, goes far side, passed off. Nothing happening there. The shots are 12-12. So we are through half a period here in the second. The Oilers have a grand total of one shot here in the second period. That's so much for coming out flying. So this one's worked back to the point. Evan Bouchard fires the shot. It's blocked in front. This one will be worked back. I will tell you, if the Oilers and Sharks want to play like this the whole way, I will likely be done. Hyman scores! Zach Hyman drives to the net and puts it home backhand. Okay, I was going to say, if the Oilers and Sharks want to play like this the whole third period too, I might as well just rest my eyes a little bit, rest the voice, and know that we're going to win this game no matter what, but not stream it. But then Zach Hyman goes like that and does that whole thing. Look at this, Mattias Ekholm, what a beautiful pass down to Zach Hyman. What a pass by Mattias Ekholm, and that is just unreal as Hyman comes down low and then fires it past James Reimer on the backhand drive, as Matt Benning was too late to get there. Zach Hyman scores the goal, and Heiskanen took a took a slashing penalty for the Stars. Well, that's dangerous territory if the Vegas Golden Knights score the goal, but the Oilers on their second shot of the period score their third goal of the game. They've scored 3 goals on 13 shots, 9:34 to go, and they scored again. As Terry, you were saying it was going to open up soon. Well, I was hoping, and now all of a sudden it has. 36th goal this season for Zach Hyman. Mattias Ekholm's 17th assist. Evan Bouchard's 31st assist this year. That's crazy. Evan Bouchard continues to pile up the points as this will be weaved through the defense by Bukestad. It'll work back into the neutral zone. 9:06 to go here in this second period, and the Sharks will get to the near side and work it out of their own blue, as now it's to Erik Karlsson moving ahead to the middle of the ice. Sharks will fire the shot up over top of the net, and that will go to play, as that's Stuart Skinner, a big save or a stoppage in play. And yeah, no, as Zach Hyman gets us a 2-goal lead, so now we just have to not blow that and we should be good. The way we go down the stretch here is, let me just see what we've got here. Just going to take a second to calculate this out. We are well over 86 hours watched on the stream, so we're going to hopefully crush off those last 14 hours here in the back half of this second period, and then we should be done for the stream, as I don't think I've got the gusto to go for the full length. I know I started an hour early, but just the play-by-play is killing me today. I can't seem to properly catch my breath today. It was a long night last night streaming that Blue Jays game against the Angels. I will tell you that much, that for sure. So, of course, that is the plan tonight as well, to stream that Blue Jays and Angels game a little bit. So, see what happens. But also got to stretch out the shoulders. I wish I had my band here today. And Stoney, you step out and come back in, and bam, Zach Hyman scores his 36th goal of the season, gets the job done. And maybe if I would have properly woke up at some point this morning, I've just been struggling these past few days to get out of bed any later than 7:30, as I would just love a good sleep until about, I don't know, 10 o'clock in the morning and enjoy that, but that's okay. Oilers score lots second half of second period goals lately, yes. Hopefully the Oilers can just pile them up here. And he just made some soup and the Oilers score. Man, everyone talking about food today. I could really use some good food. I think I've got some vegetable soup in the cold storage, so I'll have to go grab some Campbell's vegetable soup and crush that off because that sounds really good with some fresh bread in the fridge. There are 4 games on the slate tonight for Hockey Night in Canada. 8:51 with the Sharks a face-off to the left of Stuart Skinner here in the second period. As Warren Fogle jumps onto the attack. Battle in there, everybody trying to free this puck up, and it'll come to the near side or far side boards out of the Oilers zone. Can't get it going. This is going to be a player stumbling for the Sharks with 8:36 to go here in this one. And this one now for Derek Ryan. He will work around to the near side. Now picking it up is Captain Connor McDavid. Sorry, that's Brett Kulak. I thought I saw a letter on his chest, but I guess not. This one comes around as Derek Ryan fires it back to the blue line. This pass over now. Kulak fires the shot. Save made by James Reimer with 8:13 to go here in this second period of play. And we will have an ad here in the middle of the game. We're just waiting for the Oilers to obviously, hopefully, score their next goal. Zach Hyman, a beautiful backhand drive through James Reimer. And he just could not squeak it out of the net fast enough, could Reimer. And now we will have, Flipperdo, I would agree with that sentiment for sure. The Oilers are 21-4-4 this season when Zach Hyman scores a goal. So we will look to see if that holds true again, and it likely will with 8 minutes to go here in this second period of play. The puck fired over to the far side boards. Now played ahead by the Sharks, tipped into the Oilers zone. And that puck goes all the way up and out of play. They're asking where the face-off should be. As the Napa Auto Parts, major part of the game. This will be the Connor McDavid goal, I am sure. As Connor McDavid's SAP Center. Career road, most career road goals by arena. 11 at the SAP Center. He's got 12 in 19 games played at the Scotiabank Saddledome. 9 at Gila River Arena and 9 at Rogers Arena in Vancouver. Crazy to think. This one is now for Vinny Desharnais. He'll work this off the boards and fire it into the middle of the ice. Now picking it up is Leon Draisaitl. Draisaitl working across, and he will drag back to the blue line. Desharnais across and over to Darnell Nurse. Now to the near side. Draisaitl couldn't handle the pass from Nurse, but a nice nifty play there by Yamamoto. Backdoor. Can happen for Kane, and now Nurse will once again fire it down low. And the Oilers are just battling to try and make this happen here. 7:13 to go in this second period of play. And this has been a sleepy period despite the goal from the Oilers, kind of similar to that first period, as both teams are engaged in just trying more or less to finish the season mode kind of deal in these two games here right now. As this one will go back the other way for the Sharks as they lead across. Shot fired, save by Skinner. Picking it up with a head of steam is Connor McDavid. He drags off the defender, chips to the inside, and now into the corner he goes. He gets absolutely leveled in the boards. He's able to ride off the contact fairly easily though. And now Bouchard keeps it alive for a brief moment. Can't get it going, and now this one will be worked back by the Sharks into the Oilers zone. First man there is a Shark in the teal. This puck is fired on net. Can't get it going. 6:23 to go. Tipped out of the zone by the Oilers. Picked up there by Zach Hyman. Hyman will chip this one in behind the Sharks' net. They quickly pounce on it and get it back going the other way out of the zone and carrying forward. This one worked on to Stuart Skinner, and the save is made there. So that's what we've got. Both the Oilers and the Sharks not really giving an inch out there so far. Both trying to battle. And highest career points per game. Bobby Orr at 1.39. Connor McDavid at 1.49. Mike Bossy at 1.50. Lemieux and Gretzky at the almost 1.9 marks. Gretzky at 1.92. And Lemieux at 1.88. So would be crazy to see Connor McDavid try and climb a little past Mike Bossy there. And this one will be worked back into the middle of the ice, picked up there for the Oilers for a brief moment. Can't get it past as this one will work across the blue line and now back the other way. The Oilers can't seem to get it across, and now this one will be fired to the near side as it'll be picked up there. Shot save made in front. Now back to the shot again. Rebound in front, can't get it going. This one will be shot again on Stuart Skinner, and he will make the save. Clean Costin. And the Oilers up 3-1. Almost through 2 periods of play, friends, as we continue to plow along here on the stream. I'd like to give a shout out to everybody that's been hanging out this afternoon. I know I'm not at the top of my game, nor are the Oilers, thankfully, but we are just about to that big time mark. We are 94 hours, so we should have it done and dusted here. Yeah, there it is. As we are just about ready to rock the last 5 minutes of this period, and we should be good to crush off what will be a good finish to this hockey game today. As we are just about ready, as yeah, the Sportsnet stream is always consistently behind by about 30 seconds. That's been what I've been struggling with for all these years. I did cheat and go watch it on the TV in 2020, but it's tough to say really, right? Like, I mean, even sometimes when you're watching on TV, you're still delayed, or sometimes you don't have something there. So it is what it is, friends. But Peter, I appreciate the words of encouragement, but I will be definitely going to cook some food. I think some elk jerky in the meantime while I cook, and then some Campbell's soup, and then we'll get ready for the third period and crush it off at home, and then obviously do the post game for you, and then we'll get this up and underway for an evening of hockey on hockey night in Canada. So that's where I think we're at right now. Just about ready to roll into this one. The Blue Jays and Angels play at 7 o'clock tonight, so again, that's gonna have to keep in mind that I might be doing that as well. See how that goes. This will be, they're showing those 2 Oilers fans there. And most games with one franchise defenseman in NHL history. Lindstrom with 1564, Bork with 1518, Ken Daneyko with 1283, and Mark-Edward Vlasic with 1239. And way back when, Larry Robinson playing with just about 1200 with with the Montreal Canadiens. And this one will be to the near side boards again, now in behind the net. Hurdle gets taken down by Jason Demers, and the Oilers will try and work this one back the other way, as that will be picked up by the Sharks, cut off by the Oilers, but Yamamoto just didn't activate, and that'll allow the Sharks to get to the attack. Stuart Skinner scrambled up twice, 3 saves right in front by that look, and now back the other way is Kyler Yamamoto, clearly onside, I guess, is what the linesman saw. I saw offside, but whatever. The Oilers will just evacuate the zone and clear up anyways, as here's Desharnais on the fire in. And this one will go around the boards now with 4:40 here remaining in this second period of play. 18-14 the shots on goal for the Sharks. The Oilers, though, they've been deadly on their shots. Hyman, Nugent-Hopkins, McDavid all scoring the top line. Like I said, big boys came to play today. Now all you need is a goal from Draisaitl to really say the big boys all showed up in the goal scoring department. This puck's wrapped around in behind the net, comes to the near side. Now the Oilers will carry back the other way. They're getting to the attack now across the Sharks blue line. Worked in and dumped there was Fogle. No penalty upcoming. Big cheer from the Sharks crowd. Tipped in across center. And that will be an icing call on the San Jose Sharks as Desharnais got back in time to make sure that one got there. There's some rough stuff here between Hurdle and Kane. They were both chopping away at each other. And it should be good to go here as this one comes as sorry, that was Kulak taking the dump spill. This one now will be picked up by Stuart Skinner. Back to the point, and now near side, Evan Bouchard will work this one around in behind the net. Zach Hyman works this one back to the point, tipped around a couple more times. Hyman over to Ekholm. Ekholm will go back, the shot blasted, saved by Reimer. So there it is now as Ekholm will have to work this one off the boards again, far side. Oilers load up back to the point. Here's Ekholm firing the shot. No, he's going to pass off. Now a chance for McDavid. He looks, fakes it a couple of times. Nugent Hopkins trying to battle that puck free, can't do it. And it'll be coming back the other way for the Sharks. Fired down into the corner. And that will do it for their shift. As with 3:17 to go here in this second period of play, we will wind down and I am going to need a good afternoon nap. I'm telling you that much. Whew. Did not expect to be this tired today. We step aside for a John Deere tractor commercial. Those are always fun. And 3:12 to go. 39, 13, and 7 record when scoring 3+ goals this season. That is almost 85 to 90% of our wins this season. We've scored 3+ goals. This one's going to be flipped back into the middle of the ice, picked up there by Connor McDavid. He'll weave through a couple of defenders here for the Sharks, picked around now behind the net. McDavid goes down, doesn't draw a penalty. The Oilers blue line activates. Delayed penalty actually indeed coming up against the Sharks. McDavid did draw the call. So we will have a power play with 2:47 to go, which means Leon Draisaitl will get his chance to score that big boy goal for this Oilers squad. And that actually was a lazy stick in the skates of Connor McDavid there by the Sharks defender Simic. And that's about as lazy of a play as it gets. Now with 2 minutes to go here in this power play, the Oilers will wind down the second period of play here. As Leon Draisaitl will line up there with Connor McDavid and everybody else, the regular cast and crew. It's one back by the Sharks to the near side boards. They will make no mistake, clear it down the length of the ice to Stuart Skinner. Shots are 17-15 for the San Jose Sharks, who have the third best penalty kill in the NHL at 83.1%. This one tips up and out of play, and we will have another face-off. And apparently this Oilers power play is one off a club record of scoring the most career goals in a season by an Oilers team on the power play, as this one hops to the far side. And still haven't recovered from last week. I know I haven't been able to get any good sleeps yet this week there, Budsy, as things have just not wrapped up yet for me here, as we're still trying to recover from last weekend. Thankfully today's Saturday, we have Sunday to go as of yet. Here's Evan Bouchard carrying out from behind the Oilers line. It'll be played now to Connor McDavid, who's going to skate right through everybody, but it is turned back and all the way back into the Oilers zone. Evan Bouchard gets it going. As on this power play, we've got 1:06 to go. The Oilers will lead ahead. McDavid across the blue line. He will dish off to the far side. Nugent Hopkins will come off the boards, play it back to the point. There's Evan Bouchard. Bouchard now looking as he gets it over to Nugent Hopkins. Now they're trying to feed Draisaitl a little bit here. This one's now McDavid short side. McDavid back to the point. This one will go aside to McDavid, the one-timer, blocked in front. That stung the Sharks defender. He is hurting out there. This one's going to go across now. The pass back to Bouchard. Now to McDavid. He'll rip the shot, looking for the tip in. Short side for Zach Hyman. This one comes back now to the near side boards as McDavid and Draisaitl will work this one on the near side boards. Back to Draisaitl. The shot fired, saved by Reimer. A couple more whacks. Hyman. And it will be denied with 15 seconds to go here in this power play for the Edmonton Oilers with 1:02 to go. I still can't seem to figure out what's going on with my nose there. Seems like maybe a mustache hair riding up, not too sure. But we have definitely crossed the 100-hour mark here on the stream tonight. Thank you for that, everybody. And we will have, with 1:02 to go in this second period, a face-off for the Oilers. And in that 05-06 season, the Oilers scored 88 power play goals as well. Crazy to think that the Oilers power play was that good back in 05-06, they must have gotten many more power play opportunities back then. Crazy that 05-06 team randomly comes up in something like that. 46.2 seconds to go. The power play is now over here in the second period. We will have Darnell Nurse get ready to take the face off to the left of the Sharks netminder James Reimer. This one is Darnell Nurse firing this shot up out of play over top of Couture's stick. So now this one will be a face-off for the Oilers. Scrambled up line here. Back to the blue line is won by Nurse around the boards with 40 seconds to go. Bukestad plays it off the end boards. Jammed in front. Kane a couple of whacks. Can't get it going. Now this one will get going. This one will be played there by Matthias Ekholm to the near side boards. As that'll be now Nick Bukestad going along the boards. He can't seem to free this one up. As Bukestad rode the man hard. And he will have taken a penalty for that one by the looks of it. Yeah, Bukestad doesn't like the penalty, but he got the hands up high. The butt end of the stick was involved there as well. So that'll be kind of the story on that one. So Nick Bukestad will be a little upset with that, but he was just battling and just kind of rides the elbow and hand up into the face area. And he can't believe it. He still can't believe it as he's trying to sit down in the box there. 2 minutes to go. Bukestad high sticking call. And we will have this one back there as Carlson will go across. It's cut off by Derek Ryan, who's got a mini break with Nugent Hopkins. Ryan sees Nuge behind him. Nuge back to Ryan. Backdoor scores! Just like that, Terry calls it the Oilers score to make it 4-1. Going into the intermission, 6.8 seconds to go on the clock. Derek Ryan and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins work some magic and score a big-time goal with little time left on the board. And that will be Nuge and Ryan. A good, perfect play there by Ryan to cut off that pass. And this one goes back the other way as it's a beautiful play there. A couple of great passes and it goes back door. As that shorty gets in for the Edmonton Oilers as Derek Ryan skates it ahead. Couture was back, tried to dive at it, couldn't do it, and then all of a sudden the outstretched dive, couldn't get it going. And the short-handed goal for Derek Ryan and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins gets the period finished up. Friends, that is the way this live stream will finish today. I am going to go cook some food because, my goodness, am I ever hungry here. I am dying here from tiredness. So thank you so much, my friends, for tuning in this afternoon. Really appreciate it. Let's go Oilers. Let's wrap up this rest of this game with a big victory. I will catch you in the post game here in a matter of about an hour.